guys, let's see how my sound is from start. That way, we won't have any issues with the sound, and we can go from there. You can just put it right there by mistake. She'll grab it with the Sorry. Okay, so today we are going to just go back a little bit for some that don't know what's going on. I'm going to kind of summarize the beginning stuff. We'll go back a little bit, and then I just want to have a chance to have you guys see um, Ryan Dean speaking about what really happened. Why did these boys get taken? What went wrong? Why didn't they go to a family? So we're going to get a little bit of understanding with that as well. And I have just some other information I want us to all kind of look at about how California deals with adoption. What are the requirements? How much they get paid. I mean, because year after year it's going up and up and up for us to have children in the system. And they passed a law, or I don't want to say it's a law, but they passed something to where instead of, trying to separate families, they're going to do everything they can to try to keep the families together. So even if that's not with the mother, or in this case, how there's two kids taken, they're going to try to keep them all together if they can, or as many as they can, and also try to at least keep them somewhere within the family. So this should have never happened from the beginning. Let's see what we got. We got Zena in the building. Hey, Zena. We got Oscar. Hey, Kendra, how you doing? Mm-hmm. Is your name different? I found a robot. That's so sounded great. Okay. Did that fix it? I don't know why it doesn't automatically go to default, but did that fix it? I don't know. You guys hear me better? Okay, it's fixed. So every time I need to remember or figure out how it can already come in on the default setting, because what other microphone is it coming in on? It says, let me see what it says. The other one that it comes in on is, no, but it says it's the same one. I don't know. One says communicate. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. So I want to start it off by, okay, it's clear. Okay, thank you guys. Thumbs up all through. Okay. So I wanted to start off, while we had people, come in, with a few missing posters of, most of them are children. And I think I want to incorporate that. So you might see the same ones over and over. We never know who's watching. So, I mean, if you guys have any posters you guys want to send me or any information about any missing people, when I'm doing shows like this that have anything to do with any type of criminal, any of that, I want to start doing that in the beginning because we never know who's watching. So here's a young lady. She went missing on, uh-oh, I clicked full screen. I tried to do that so I could see it better, but she went missing on 7/8/22. So that's the beginning. I'm trying to do recent ones as well, so we can jump on this. I may have some older ones, but all of these are going to be fairly recent. So this is from this month on the 8th. She is now 20 years old. Oh, that's why. Oh my God. I am so sorry. I apologize. I do want to be respectful. I do not know the pronouns on this, but gender is male. Race, Black, African American, complexion, medium complexion. Height 5'7", around 120 pounds. You see there's blonde braids. When I see the picture up close, if the braids are taken out by the time anyone has seen, I don't know the length of Jimmy's hair. This is Jimmy J. Lee. But it looks like the natural hair color would be of a darker tone. Length of hair long. I believe they're talking about these braids, and eye color is brown. I think I'm going to have to do this on my phone if I can't see this at all. Okay, so last seen, Lee was last seen Friday, July 8th, leaving the campus. Is that Walk Apartments at Ole Miss around 6 a.m. in the morning, according to the Oxford Police Department, which said Lee was last seen wearing a silver robe or house coat, gold sleeping cap, and gray slippers. So this is fairly early in the morning. They're seeing Lee leaving the campus in basically sleeping attire. Okay? Circumstances of disappearance, authorities say a tow company removed Lee's car from an apartment complex near Tamale Bar Trails in Oxford, Mississippi. Later that day, off campus, around 2.5 miles away, they recovered it Monday and at the tow yard and brought it to the state crime lab for processing. So obviously, if they're doing that, they think that some foul play has went on in this situation. Okay. So they take it for processing. The police said that they believe Lee may have been visiting someone at that apartment complex. So sleeping attire, leaving the campus complex. Ugh, I don't know how I so much feel about that. This isn't a story that I've looked into. Like I said, these are just either ones that have been sent to me or ones that I've been looking through. Haven't got into any of these that deeply. But as I'm going through them, I'm going to see which ones I want to go into. So if anybody has seen Jimmy J. Lee, please contact their local police department in Oxford, Mississippi. Okay. We all know this one is dear to my heart. And we know pretty much since her so-called attacker, we don't know exactly what happened with Relisha Rudd. But since he's no longer living because he decided to take his life, we don't really know where she could be. Her age now would be 16. She was a baby when she went missing. She went missing March 31st. Wait, no. She went missing on... Yes, March 1st of 2014. So this baby was so young. She was 8 years old at the time. So from all the research we did in this case, it seems like wherever this guy that apparently took his life put her, we'll never really find her unless there's more information we can get from somebody that's seen something. And it's believed to be that where he did the act is in the area of where she could be. So once again, if anybody knows anything about Relisha Rudd, please speak up. I'll go through one more. Have so many. This is, I'm going to think it's Janiyah, I think Johnson. She went missing July 15th on this year, 2022, from Virginia Beach, Virginia. 16-year-old female, African American, dark hair color, black, brown eyes. Let me see. You guys can't see the whole thing on that one, huh? Well, height 5'5", and she weighs 100 pounds about. Not any information about where she went missing from. No, I do have some information. Hold on, give me a second. There we go. So Janiyah was last seen on 7/15/2022 wearing a blue sweatpants, a white t-shirt with a blue, yellow, black design, and white sneakers. She has long braids. Hold on, I gotta take that down because I cannot see if that banner is going. Give me a second, y'all. I already can't see it. I'm trying to read it so small. Okay. She has long braids. She uses the nickname Naya B. So if anybody has seen her in the Virginia Beach area, anywhere in the surrounding locations, please reach out to your local police department. All right, so let's get to my boys. So here is a clip from Court TV. Hey, Layla. And like I said, these first two clips are going to be from before. The last clip we're going to take a look at is the mom speaking out, the most recent of her speaking out from a couple days ago about what really happened in this situation. So we all know that I'm not going to play that first one. I just feel like that's going to drag it on. But we know that the adopted family, adoptive parents, if we want to call them parents, have been charged with murder in the disappearance of these two little boys. They have not been located still to this day, and they are not saying anything. But I believe that there is a lot of information that they have found on these two that they're not speaking of, just like they knew fairly quick right after they seen the video and all that, even when it was still in Cal City before they took it back to Bakersfield. I believe it was already known what was going on. They just needed more time and more time to get more information. And then we have Jackie and Trezell going around Bakersfield like everything is okay. And that's not the case. So here we go. Let's bring up this video. Did they bring up the same one? Okay, no, this is the one I wanted to bring up. So let's make that bigger. And let's just take a listen to this, okay? This is to bring you guys up to speed. And while I start this, I'll go get Layla. She's going to be loud.
Shut the gate. Go in the house. Why did it take both of y'all to go in the house and leave them outside by themselves?
I understand.
And y'all know the gate was
Why
open.
haven't y'all been out with the people around this neighborhood looking with the kids?
We already told on camera.
I didn't see y'all on no cameras last night. I didn't even see y'all out here praying with them people. Them people was out to take care of my nephew. This not supposed to happen.
I understand.
Y'all was supposed to take care of my nephew.
I understand.
That was a look back at some of the initial outrage that the biological family of Orrin and Orson West felt when the boys went missing in December of 2020. For those of you not familiar with Orrin and Orson's story, Brianna Willis, a reporter with our great affiliate KERO, has more for us on the Cal City toddlers.
It was December 21st, 2020. Orrin and Orson West, also known as Classic and Sincere, were first reported missing in California City by their adoptive parents, Terzell and Jacqueline West. Days after that time, the West parents telling 23 ABC they understand that people would accuse them of the disappearance.
And that's understandable.
What's your response to that?
That's understandable. I would think the same thing.
And the Cal City Police Chief John Walker assuring the community his department was looking for clues day in and day out at the start of the investigation.
We're just trying to dig up any clues that we can possibly find to find out where they had gone and also to confirm that they're not in the backyard.
The disappearance prompting a massive search effort involving not only Cal City Police, but the Bakersfield Police Department, the FBI, and the community. Then month after month, the community rallied together for searches, marches, and vigils, all to find the boys.
Where are the boys? No boys, no me! Where are the boys? No boys, no me!
And reward money for information and the return of the boys continued to grow in 2021 as local businesses, community members, and a private investigator joined the search efforts for the boys.
There was some elements that stood out about the foster families' interviews that pretty much compelled me to participate and come out and do what we could to help find both of these boys.
Billboards with the boys' faces and the rewards started to appear in February 2021 in Kern County. But after 8 weeks, Cal City Police confirmed they have no suspects in the case. In March 1st, 2021, the Bakersfield Police Department officially took over the case. They continued the
Sorry, so we have a question from the Kendra, and this is just to kind of bring up those that do not know about this case up to speed on this topic of this case of what's going on right now in Cal City. And we're going to get into that. They say, I believe it's number 3. They're one of the most, they have one of the most highest rates for adopting children. So is that why Jackie and Terzell was doing what they were doing? Is that why they wanted these 2 little boys? Is that why they wanted to take 2 siblings together? Because they felt, oh, we can get more money for that. We can keep them together. What was their big motive? The only thing I can think of is money. You knew this woman wanted her children. We will listen to Ryan saying, I even gave this woman a letter. I know my kids can't read, but could you at least let them hear the words on this paper to let them know I love them. I want them. I did not want this to happen. I want you guys. I didn't want you guys to be in this predicament. And I believe this is before they were even adopted. Because I don't think Ryan Dean ever knew until after the fact, my kids are already adopted out. To me, they were trying to keep her out of the loop as much as they could. And I want to know why. I would like to know why that this specific woman, I don't believe she's the only one out there. I believe she's the only one to where it got to this point. But we need to speak up about it, or it's going to continue to happen. To me, whatever she's asking for, in my opinion, I believe she deserves. She has been and she's been dealing with this situation quietly. She hasn't been acting a fool. I mean, a lot of people are like, why isn't she speaking out? Why isn't she speaking out? But I believe she has her own reasons. You see people speak out and they get attacked. And if this is how she wants to move, I believe, to me, she's done it pretty peacefully. You can see the hurt in her face. You can see it. You could see it that day. She says, I knew. She felt it. She knew something was wrong with that story that we all know did not make sense. But they know they needed to get off the grid. They needed to get to Cal City, where they knew there's a high missing rate, high death toll. There's a big, vast area where people go missing day after day after day, have not been found. They don't have the manpower to police that area. In my opinion, they knew what they were doing. And they thought, if it was not for this neighbor, and I am so glad that this neighbor was there to catch this. And I am glad that the YouTuber we all know that got the video from the neighbor was there to get it. Because if not, that would have been a big missing chunk from all of this. And we would not be where we are today. So I believe that was a big jumping stone, because none of their story went with what they were really saying wasn't matching up with the video. It just wasn't. Do you think that they were wrong for leading us on and not telling us? They knew they were gone a week after. People wasted money on billboards, etc. But we appreciate everything you did at Jen and Duty Ron. Okay, I have two opinions on that. I can't say that they were wrong, because they cannot tell us everything. That will jeopardize the case. And to me, money does not come before a life, especially two. So if they knew it would jeopardize this case if they said anything, no, I don't believe that they were wrong. If they felt like it was not going to, they'd have been like, chill out, we got this. But I don't think they wanted Trezell and Jackie to run. Just like when they got their behinds, to me, in my opinion, they were getting ready to run. You got your RV, you think you're good. No, boo-boo, go back. What you guys did were wrong. You guys had your children participate in whatever went on. But we'll find out that later. So let's continue this. Okay, here we go.
The search in Cal City and Southeast Bakersfield for the boys, issuing a search warrant to the adoptive grandparents and more than 20 more search warrants in the case. It wasn't until June 2021, BPD gave an update on the case, announcing 170 items have been seized, 83 individuals have been interviewed, 44 search warrants have been conducted, 16 mass area searches have been done, 3 searches outside of California, and 200 plus tips have been received and followed up on, but still, the boys have not been located. Then month after month, the community continued to come together with prayer vigils and hoping for answers for the boys. But December, nearly 1 year after they were first reported missing, BPD provided an update saying since June, they executed 4 more search warrants, interviewed 33 more people, conducted 11 mass area searches, and 4 out-of-state searches. During the 1-year anniversary, we spoke to the biological family who said they just want answers.
Some kind of answers. It's been a year. We deserve something.
Yes, yes.
That's, I mean, it's only right.
Orson's biological father saying regardless of the circumstances, he will always be here for the boys.
I still got them. They should know that I still love them, that I'm always going to have them.
So I'm not quite understanding what this conversation is going on, Miss LaKendra. No, she should have taken care of her own nephews. Seems like us and the public was hurting more than they were. Then who were? Who should have taken care of their own nephews? And who? We can't hurt more than the family. It does hurt. But we can't say we're hurting more than Ryan Dean, than the biological family, the father. We cannot say that. I don't believe we can say that. But, LaKendra, the public did not know. Most of us suspected it, but there was still hope. Yes, we all still had hope that they could be found. They were somewhere. We all were like, okay, maybe something's going on. So we all wanted that hope. But these 2 people, monsters, knew these little boys were not alive and continued to have us just on this hunt. And LV United We Stand says, no, they were in hiding. You're talking about Jackie and Trezell, because I believe they were in hiding, yes, like trying to keep themselves on the low, but they were still moving around. They weren't leaving, and I don't know if they got orders to stay in the area, but if you know, I'm gonna drop the link after Ryan Dean speaks and we start talking about the whole adoption process and what, I was looking up. I'm going to allow anybody to hop on the panel and can have their own opinion. You guys know I let everybody have their opinion. Just no yelling or anything like that. I don't care. We can agree to disagree. We can all agree. It does not matter. Everybody deserves to have their own opinion. The billboards were not a waste because they kept pressure alive. Yes, I believe that kept them. Even Jackie and Trezell, when they're seeing this, they're like, whoa. Each poster they seen was just building up that guilt. Oh, yes. This last one before I continue. So why is she not in her 2 kids' life now? Okay, LaKendra, I'm going to drop the link right after I get to her speaking and we can have a conversation. Because if you're talking about Ryan Dean, we can have a conversation. I believe this woman, you'll see it, but I'm going to stop there and let's continue the video.
They back brought us to the fact those are kids. That's something that you'll miss in life that you can never get back.
Now, just 14 months after they were first reported missing, the Kern County grand jury indicted the adoptive parents, Trezell and Jacqueline West, for the murder of Orrin and Orson West. They were arrested March 1st around 7 p.m. near Highway 58 in Enos Lane. Kern County District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer announcing the investigation unveils that the boys are dead. But Zimmer added that the bodies have not been found, and now the family is still searching for answers.
Question is now, where are the boys' bodies? We want to be able to bring them home and, give them a proper burial.
Searching for answers. And now Orrin and Orson's biological mother and grandmother have filed a civil rights and wrongful death lawsuit against the adoptive parents, Trezell and Jacqueline West, along with the Kern County Human Services and the California Department of Social Services. Let's bring back in the think tank to break all this down. Still with me, the Deputy Public Defender for LA County, Philip Dubé, former senior homicide prosecutor Bernardo Villalona, and criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Brian Watkins. All right, think tank. I was a child advocate for the state of Georgia and oversaw child deaths and problems that were systemic issues throughout the state and the nation. Children should really never, ever be removed from parents unless there's a risk to those children. And then if they have to be...
Wait, did you guys hear that? Children should never, ever, 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 ever be removed from their parents unless there is a risk. To me, the things that I see that go on in a lot of households does not compare to Ryan Dean picking her child up from daycare, taking her child to the hospital. And that's what stops a lot of people from taking their children to the hospital, because they're afraid, oh, this incident I need my child to be taken care of is going to go into this child protective custody case. But no, she did the right thing. And now there's an issue. Her children are being taken. Then the next thing, the marijuana use. Who cares? It's legal in California. So just those two things does not equate to her having to get her kids completely taken out of her family, her life, and now in this situation. Let's continue.
Removed from the parents, the whole goal is reunification, and they certainly should never, ever, 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 ever be harmed if they're placed with relatives or foster parents. So, Bernardo, let me start with you in this case. What happened?
It's what didn't happen. It's what led to the arrest. It's the lack of emotion. It's the lack of a rapid response. It's the lack of participating and looking, try to find these two kids by these adopted parents that didn't happen, which actually led to this arrest. You know, I remember when Vinny first aired these two kids missing, and so sad to see these two beautiful boys and the response that these adopted parents had. I was like, there's something that's just not right with this. The way that they're responding and talking to the media just did not make any sense to me. So I wasn't surprised that sooner or later they will be charged in this case.
All right, but we have to keep in mind these two beautiful, you're right, beautiful young boys are still missing. So Brian, as a former prosecutor, tell us how difficult, and that happens a lot, but how difficult is it to try two people for the murder of two children whose bodies have not been found?
It's very difficult. And one of the problems with these prosecutions is we don't have a cause of death. We don't know what happened. And so it's tough to say that they were killed. Well, what's the evidence of that? You know, missing and killed are two different things. And, you know, there's an argument that they're still alive somewhere. Children do get.
Okay, so there is an argument that they could be alive somewhere. And I want to believe that too. But with what we see in the court documents, do we still believe that now? The children, you know, were forced to be in on it. Like, do we really feel that they are still with us? Even though we know on that video, you don't see anybody come up. You don't see any kids go out. You don't see any little movements in that backyard other than Trezell. You don't see those kids on the cameras at all. You only see the bigger kids coming in and out. All of this is just allegedly, not for sure. But do we really still feel that way? I want to believe it, but at this point, sometimes you got to just face reality. And if they were hiding these kids somewhere, like it was supposed to be believed before because of other things that they were saying that, sorry, my cord is caught, that, you know, Ryan's family could have possibly been into, or Trezelle's, you know, side could have possibly been into gang activity or any of that. It's all possible. And to me, if you are not there seeing what's going on, you can't really have 100% opinion or belief on something. You were not there. You did not see it. You can feel anything you want, but to me, facts over feelings, feelings over facts does not make sense. Feelings over facts does not make sense at all. Facts over feelings. I'm sorry. I just need proof before I'm yelling at somebody. This is what you did. I can feel what I feel. I can be mad at somebody because of how I feel. I can do what I want. But does that make it right? No, there is no proof. These people have written on their face, guilty, all across the board. But where is the proof? I believe law enforcement they have what they need in the bag. Because I don't think they want to jeopardize this case because it's worldwide. That's why they waited so long, to make sure they had all their T's crossed, their I's dotted. Because do you know what the outrage would be if we can't find these babies and these two walk and y'all decided to move before you guys had enough information to move on it? No, sometimes it does take a longer amount of time. And I know families and things get irritated by it. I get upset about it. I know, you know, like, why does it take that long? Why is it taking this long? Why? But you can only charge someone once. You cannot do double jeopardy. So you have to have all your ducks in a row. If they were to just pull them and be like, nope, we're charging you now, and didn't have enough evidence, who does that affect now? That affects these two baby boys. Yes, we have some. We want answers. But yeah, I want answers, but I want correct answers. I want justified answers. So I'm willing to wait. If there's some more forensic eyes we need coming in on here to make sure this is going to stick, let's go. If we can't get these babies back, let's go. If they cannot give us these babies, Trezelle and Jacqueline, let's go. We'll give it time. We're going to get all the evidence we need to make sure this sticks, because I don't want neither of the two. Neither of the two, if they did anything to these little boys, I don't give if it was a flick. I want them to do life. I do believe in the death penalty. I didn't believe in it, but once I started dealing with certain circumstances, I was just like, I don't even care if they got to suffer. I just don't even want them here anymore. Like, just no. But these two calculated individuals, just too many things are not making sense. if it comes out that my little boys ain't here because of these two, I don't think this can happen, but I want solitary confinement for life. Do you know how much that will play on their minds? I want you to see everything like in those police reports. They obviously have something up their sleeve. I want them to just play it over, whatever they were doing, over and over and over again, to where you're in a straitjacket, you can't even hurt yourself. You just got to play it over, because that's not fair. Think of what these babies were thinking when it was going on. Because I know I watched a documentary the other day, and it was a little boy, like, you know, they were talking about like abuse and this and that. But even when he just knew that he was going to get a whooping, he was traumatized. He was already basically got his whooping before he even got it, because he already was feeling all the emotions and everything. And I was just like, whoa, this is too much. This is why I do not believe in hitting and spanking. Will I pop you? I might pop you. But beating, hitting, spanking, all that is not going to make any sense. If you can sit down and have a conversation, the child will understand. Layla's trying to get in. Your child will eventually have an understanding. But if you can't just do like a pop and they're like, oh, okay, no. Like to show, okay, no, I learned my lesson. Or, you know, something in that sort. But beatings is not going to help. If you can't put your hand on the fire and jump it back and be like, oh, okay, that was wrong. Keeping your hand on it, obviously that means it's just not helping, right? But if you put it that, okay. So if a kid does something, you pop them and they're like, whoa. That is like, okay, this is wrong. If they keep continuing, you need to do something else. You don't continue to beat this child. What sense does that make? Now you're irrational. Let's just go on and continue.
Get abducted. Children have been known to be abducted and live for years with the person that abducted them and turn into adults. And those types of situations do happen. So the defense is going to have those arguments to prove beyond, you know, to attack the prosecution, to say, we don't know beyond a reasonable doubt what happened to these young boys.
All right, Philip, if you're the defense attorney, do you think that they have found evidence in that house that convinced them they killed these children, whether it was blood, whether it was, who knows, photographs, who knows what might have been in that house?
It sounds like the grand jury heard some type of evidence, maybe some type of forensic evidence, biological evidence. So for example, let's say in the house or in one of the cars, they found some serological evidence, which basically is a fancy word for blood. Given the age and the size of these kids, depending on the quantity of the blood that was discovered, you can infer a death, as opposed to just someone getting a splinter or a paper cut. You know, you would expect maybe just a droplet. The other thing they may have found too is maybe letters from the school saying the kids haven't been there, they're truant, where are they? Maybe they interviewed doctors, who knows, maybe they interviewed family, friends, relatives. We don't know what they have because the grand jury proceedings are secret. But be it as it may, a grand jury has found probable cause to believe that a murder has occurred. Now, to be fair to Department of Children and Family Services, you know, absent some evidence of abandonment, abuse, or neglect of these kids, I don't see why a social worker or employees of Department of Children and Family Services are even implicated.
And let's talk a little bit more about that, because one of the issues that they are alleging, and that's the biological mother and the grandmother, is that the Department of Social Services and the Kern County Human Services intentionally ignored the biological family's request for reunification and then placed the boys with Trezell and Jacqueline West for financial gain. I want to read some of the complaint to you. It says the state of California Department of Social Services incentivizes Kern County Human Services to ensure that foster children are removed from the foster care system within 24 months. In late 2018, the defendants worked in concert to have Sincere and Classic Pettis, also known as Orrin and Orson, removed from the foster home of LaToya Spry and placed in the foster home of Trezell and Jacqueline West for financial gain. At the time Sincere and Classic Pettis were removed from the foster care home of LaToya Spry, Ms. Spry was assisting the plaintiffs' efforts to accomplish the reunification of their family. The defendants then worked in concert to place Sincere and Classic Pettis and the foster care defendants Trezell West and Jacqueline West. Plaintiffs assert that the foster care home of the defendants Trezell West and Jacqueline West was a state-created danger. Now, the thing I notice as we read through that complaint is a lack of details to really tell you specifically what they're alleging. That gives general notice what we just read of what they're saying. But I can tell you this. I know that there is information indicating that this biological mother, Philip, in response to your thoughts about how they could be liable, actually had written letters to the department expressing concerns about the health of her children. They were losing weight, scratches and marks, and never got a response. So, Bernarda, is that enough to say department?
So right here is the mother. Do you see how she looks nice, healthy right now? Look at her in the next video we're gonna watch. She looks so stressed out, so sad, like, it's just not okay. It's not okay what these people have done. They didn't do this to their children. Instead, they had their children help. What was going on in this household? Why was their worker not fully seeing what was going on, but all of this happened so quickly? We're going to look at the time span and all the time and the things it takes to get children in these positions, and it just does not equate or make sense to me how this could have happened. I don't care if Ryan Dean said, I want 100 million racks, 40 racks. Because I believe there was something I seen that said she wanted 40 million. I don't care what she wanted. She needs that. Because this was not okay. Not okay. She didn't do anything that I see any of these women of not color do. Using methamphetamines, using other things. I mean, their kids are living in cars and everything else. Living in boxes. There was nothing to fully take these two children from her, unless there's something we just haven't seen, but they have not said, and I believe they would say it if, in fact, it had anything relevant to this case, because they're going to try to prove whatever they can prove in the beginning before it gets to like, why'd you do this to her? I believe someone dropped the ball in this situation. And here's where we are. So she needs to be compensated. Okay, so let's continue.
But you need to be held responsible.
Well, it's not enough in of itself. However, it does cause us some kind of pause and concern, because if you have this woman telling you that she has seen her kids and those kids now weigh less and also have scratches and marks, there's a duty by the state to actually go and see and inquire as to, are these allegations true? Is this really happened? Because in the end, the primary reason that you remove these kids from their natural parents is because you saw that there was some kind of cause or danger or concern that you felt that they couldn't be safe within their own parents' custody.
And Brian, let me add some facts alleged in this lawsuit. The biological mother and the grandmother allege that, number one, grandmother was interested in having the children placed with her if they couldn't be returned to the mother. And number two, that they weren't given enough.
And let me say with that, my video has already been up there. Wow, okay. And let me say with that even the lawyer says grandma went through all the needed processes, all the psychological, whatever they wanted her to do. She jumped through loops, hopped over fences, swam through oceans, ponds, rivers, whatever she needed to do, she did it. Came back clear. Why didn't she have those kids? There is something bigger here, because there are people that are working in the same system that has had taken these kids. There's a bigger thing here. That's the reason why I'm saying in the millions sound lovely to me for her. Because you cannot put a price on a life. Especially 2 children's life. They shouldn't even have to worry about none of this. They should laughing, giggling. That's all we should hear. Laughter on the playground, running through sprinklers, riding bikes, whatever. But now we can't even have where they are, if they are alive, what really happened, because we know the story that was told. Yes, if the cameras weren't there, I think that it would be more convincible that what they're saying happened, but the cameras were there. Cameras don't lie. People lie. Human beings lie. People caught up in a situation they feel like they can't get out of, lie. So are we going to allow that to be okay? No, I'm not. And if this was something open, I would be right there. But it's not. There's gag orders and everything on this, and I respect it, because all I care about, forget me trying to report on it, it's not going to get the babies justice. Forget, us trying to get the word out as content creators, YouTubers, whatever you guys want to call it. It's not going to get these babies justice. It's not even going to find them if they are alive, if they're gone, whatever the case may be. It's not going to give us nothing. So gag orders or not, whatever, I'll get the bits, crumbs, and pieces I get, and I'll give it to you guys. But as far as putting any detriment to a case, no. Especially not with no babies, no children, no. Not going for it. So Nico Lee says, exactly, a grand jury has enough evidence to try them. So they have testimony from another child as well as a family member. Let's take some thought on that. Okay. Let's see what this one says. When the state removes kids, they make them a ward of the court, and it is their responsibility to keep the kids safe, alive, and happy and healthy. Exactly. That's why I do not understand. When you see them in Ryan Dean's care, do you see how plumpy they are? Like, there's plump to them. When you see them in the other parents' care, you start seeing them a lot of it skinnier, just, I don't know. I wish I had those babies. Like, oh, it just bothers me. Children, to me, because once you become an adult, it's done. You're done. You have your younger years up into your 18. But do you know, doubling that, you're an adult. That's so many more years than your younger years. They should be able to enjoy all of that. So let's continue so we can get to the nitty-gritty and we can get people that need to speak up on here, because let's go. We got a little bit.
Reasons why the children couldn't be removed from the home where they were, where they ultimately or allegedly had been killed, and placed back with them. And so how does that fit into a civil lawsuit against a department when the children were left in the home that now they're accused of being killed in?
You know, they're playing Monday morning quarterback here. You know, if they were taken from the adoptive parents and put back with the mother who had the children removed in the first place, and something happened to the kids, Health and Human Services would be sued and say, "Why, you took them from the mother in the first place and you gave her back to the mother. You knew the mother was bad and now the mother did something." And it's the same thing here. So it's a double-edged sword for Health and Human Services. I don't see any liability here unless they knew of some dangers and then did nothing. I find that hard to believe. I don't know if they have any evidence to prove that, hey, we know these kids are in danger, but we're going to leave them with these adoptive parents. That's hard for me to believe. I think that they're upset. And of course, when something happens, somebody wants somebody to pay for it. But could this have been prevented? I don't know. I mean, they're not deliberately placing children in homes that they think that something's going to happen to those children. I don't believe that. I don't think a jury would believe that. I think the lawsuit basically has no merit.
And I agree with you that I don't think they ever purposely placed a child in harm's way. And I will say the complaint does have a lot of systemic issues raised, and it may not be that a lawsuit is going to prevail on systemic issues, but certainly we'll have to wait and see.
I've been getting paid $1,000 a month, if not more, just from this app on my phone. And I don't know if you can see this, but it's called Audible. Okay, so I'm going to show you right here. I have a check from Audible. This is for $1,100. This one's for $1,100 again. And then this one is $1,200. Every month, I am getting paid by Audible. For those of you that don't know what Audible is, it's actually a child company of Amazon, which is one of the largest marketplaces in the world. So Audible is where people normally buy and sell audiobooks and podcasts. And the first time I learned about this was 3 years ago from Christian. So Christian would put up these audio files onto Audible, and just like that, he would get paid. So I saw this and I said, I could do that. So
okay, let's see how to get up here. Boom. Boom. There we go. So, why do I still hear stuff? I hate when it does this to me. Okay, it starts playing other videos from other stuff. I get it. So, let's see. Where's her video I want to play? Yes. So here's where she starts to speak about, I'm going to drop the link right now, but I will bring people up on the panel to listen to Ryan Dean. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating so bad. To listen to Ryan Dean speak, but we're not going to interrupt her. But I'll start bringing people up so we can get the panel going, so we can have that conversation and also talk about all the different discrepancies or things we believe is okay with, the adoption process, the foster process, the Section 8 process, the money they get, not only just the money they get normally, but through WIC, through just regular food stamps, through Section 8, through all of that, because people have certain different beliefs. Some of them are true, some of them are not, according to the research I did. So we're going to play this. Let me drop the link in the chat first of all. And we can just start having people pop up. Paste. There we go. Okay, so we're going to hear Ryan Dean speak now. I do not want to hear any negative comments. You can have an opinion, but I don't want to hear stuff that's just doesn't make sense to what's going on about Ryan, about the family. Because certain stuff you can say, okay, that makes sense. Otherwise, moderators, do what you got to do. Because do not be disrespectful. This has been a hot topic for a while. And we still don't have these babies. And one thing I don't play about is my babies. I don't. Because they can't speak. They can't even defend themselves. They can't do anything, even though I'm going to show you guys some things where they say, okay, people that are adopted have rights. What about these little babies that can't even read to know that this says I have rights? How do they protect themselves? How? That's what I want to know. How do the babies that know they have rights, that can't read, protect themselves? I don't understand. But we'll go through that and we'll see. Hey, 420 in the building. Hey, Fern. The experts think the boy's removal was justified from the bio family, but it wasn't. Because my thing, Fern, is what steps did they take? And I still don't see anything they're putting forward to the public, at least, to the steps they took before they took the children from the whole entire family. That's what makes no sense to me. Okay, you feel like the mother wasn't fit. Okay. Did you check on Pops? Okay, where's the proof you checked on Pops? Or other Pops? Where is sister? Where's grandma? Where's auntie? Before we went to young adults, Trezell and Jacqueline, that already had their biologicals, 2 others, and then now adding those, like, it just does not make sense to me. And if somebody can make it make sense, I'm willing to listen. Definitely willing to listen. But let's go on to listen to Miss Ryan Dean. Well, she should be heard because she speaks very little. I love her. You know what? I really do, because she has handled this situation as a strong woman I know I could not have been. But she gives you like, you can calm down. You can do this. You can. But I know that there's no way I could have been there in the presence of these 2 people. I know. Just with that feeling, I would have been in jail. So let's go ahead and listen to what Miss Ryan Dean had to say about what happened with her children. Here we go.
The murder of 2 little boys. We've called them the Cal City toddlers. Orrin and Orson West are the names that were given to them by their adoptive parents. But you're looking at Sincere and Classic, 2 little boys who are missing, but those adoptive parents have been charged with their double murder. And before the end of last hour, we ran out of time. We had some technical difficulties, but we were able to get everyone together. So with us, Ryan Dean, the mom of Sincere and Classic, and her attorney, Joaquin McCoy. He's joining us from San Francisco. Ryan is in Dallas tonight. Thanks so much for staying over the top of the hour. We appreciate it. I felt so bad. I didn't want to cut you short. And Ryan, I want to start with you, Ryan. You were describing for us how bad this hurts. losing Sincere and Classic. And I want to back it up a little bit and try to understand what happened. Because my understanding was that when the children were in foster care, you were working with Family Services and your mom was working with Family Services, and we're trying to get Sincere and Classic back with their actual family. What was happening there, Ryan?
I did what they asked me to do. I went to parenting classes and I got my parenting certificates, and they wanted me to go to Ebony Counseling, and I did that. I did not complete that. That was for a reason, though. And they just gave up. They just told me they were being adopted. Then they told my dad that they were with a teacher and a lawyer. Then they told my mom that they were fine where they were.
Obviously, that's not true, that they were not fine. They went missing, and those the parents that were given these two little boys by the state are charged with their double murder. It's beyond frustrating, because the purpose should always be to try to reunify with the family. You've got grandma, you've got grandpa, you've got other members there. Did you ever?
The purpose should always be to reunify the children with the family. You have grandma, you have grandpa. Let's listen.
Ever have any interaction, Ryan, at all with Trezell and Jacqueline West, the accused killers?
Not before all of this. No, I know that one time they brought them to visit, and I wrote a letter and I told Jacqueline, I don't know how this is going to go, but when my kids get older, I don't know if they're going to be staying with you guys or whatever, but just show them this letter. I'm not a bad mother. I still want to be in their life. She looked at me like I was crazy, and I don't know if the letter ever got to. Well, I know my kids can't read, but I know that I think she threw the letter away. So I didn't matter to them anyways. So I didn't know them though. I did not know them at all until I found out they were missing. I went to Cal City, and that's when I asked what happened.
And what happened when these two were looking at them on the screen here, when they in December reported the boys missing. You went to Cal City. Explain to us what happened. Did you talk to them? Did they talk to you? What happened there?
I went to Cal City, and LaToya, the boys' previous foster placement, knocked on the door, and when they didn't answer, so I walked down to the end of the driveway, and they answered about after 5 minutes, and Trezell came out with some pocket knives on him, like he was ready to go to war. And I asked him, it startled my spirit for one. And so I asked them what happened, and they came with this fake story, and they couldn't even cry. They had no emotion. They had nothing.
Take a moment, Ryan. Joaquin is still with us as well. Joaquin McCoy, your attorney. I want Ryan to be okay right now. Joaquin, this is puzzling, frustrating, but maddening. And I'm from the outside looking in. I can't imagine what it's like on the inside when you have your children taken from you. You try to work to get them back, and then they're handed over to a couple who had 4 other children who are young, who are clearly in over their heads, but beyond that are now accused killers.
Yeah, I mean, this is a gut-wrenching case. You know, I've been a civil rights lawyer for 28 years, and I've never seen anything like this. What really is concerning is that the state of California or Kern County has not reached out to Ms. Dean. to console her, to apologize, or anything. They've been silent in this regard. And in 2016, Congress recognized that the foster care system was broken. It's a $1 billion industry. And what was happening is that these funds were going to the state and the counties, and what they were doing at the local county level was breaking up families. And the Congress said, we're not doing this anymore because you're breaking up families prematurely to put them into foster care and to have them, be placed in adoptions. And so what they said is now we're going to implement, which they did in 2018, the Family First Act. And what that meant is that Congress wanted to protect the preservation of the family. And Kern County was on this old model where clients like Ms. Dean had to prove that their house was safe. And so there's a seismic difference now, seismic change that has taken place, where the county has to prove that.
You see this product right here. This product is paying me over $10,000 every single.
Foster care is better than their own home, or they have to find someone in the family to take the children. And so Kern County failed in this regard. They did not follow the federal mandates.
This lawyer said, find someone in the family. They did not follow the mandates. Why did it skip over sister, brother, uncle, cousin, auntie, whoever? Why did it skip over that to these people? And that already had 4 other children at the young age of them. And that's what we're going to get into right after this. Because you only got to be 21. And I feel some type of way about that. But we can all have a communication about it, because I don't want my perception to just be my perception. I want to have your guys' opinion as well. 21 and you can just have as many? Like, what, where does it stop? Where does it, I don't know. Let's go. And, Lakendra, I'm just bringing you up. This is almost over and we'll get to going. So hold on, mommy.
Which they should have.
And Ryan, I was speaking with your mom last hour, and she said that she was preparing a room for the boys as well. And that's blood. That's grandma.
Yes, she had everything. She had it set up so nice for them. Yeah.
Ryan, I'll let you take another moment. We appreciate you coming on. I know this is extremely excruciating for you to think about, your reality, your life right now. Joaquin, explain to me, and I know it won't make sense, but explain to me how grandma was bypassed in this whole process.
I mean, we have a letter sent to her from Kern County in April of 2019, and basically they say to her, "You passed everything. We've looked at your home. You meet all the criterion there. You did a psychological assessment. Everything that we wanted you to do to get the boys, you met. However, the rep told her in the letter that, well, I talked to my supervisor and we decided to keep the children with the West. There was no reason given why the West should have the children.
Let me ask you this, Joaquin.
No reason.
Let me ask you this. Is there any financial incentive for the county to do that? Is there any financial incentive for the West, for Trezell and Jacqueline to have custody of these boys? That's what I'm wondering about.
Well, clearly the foster parents get paid to have, foster kids with them in their home. So they get paid. I think it's $4,000 to $7,000 per kid to be taken care of in their home. With respect to the county, yes, the county is incentivized by the state to take these kids and put them in foster care and then into adoptions. And that there's a number that they get an amount. I think it's $5,000 per kid, but it may be more than that. But what we have found is that Kern County was the largest.
Okay, he is going to switch up his numbers a lot, but we're going to take a look at that after this, and anybody can make their own determination. But the numbers do switch up a lot, and I don't know exactly what to go on because I contacted some people from some agencies, some adoption agencies, some foster kid places. I contacted a lot of people in that area and have not, in the last couple days, have not gotten an email back, not even from one. I think they know what's going on. I think they know that people are on to them, and whatever is going on in Kern County, Bakersfield, California City, whatever you want to call it, but to me, it's throughout California. Because even out here where I'm at, in Southern California, it's disgusting. So here we go. Let's just continue.
Largest county to receive funds from the state for the foster care system in terms of adoptions and foster care of the children.
So if I'm following you here, Joaquin, if I'm following you here, and I understand the reason, like we want to do everything we can to protect the children in our community, in our towns, et cetera. But the way this system ends up getting warped is that it incentivizes breaking up biological families and taking children away from biological family members, whether it's mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt. Is that what you're saying here?
That's what I'm saying. And if you look at the numbers, if you look to see how much money Kern County received, say in the year 2019, 2020, it's the third largest recipient of funds behind Los Angeles and San Bernardino counties in the state of California. How is that? How can anyone explain that? This little town of Bakersfield and the surrounding areas is not larger than a county of Los Angeles, but they receive the third largest amount of funds for their foster care program. And it's because you don't get money if you don't put kids into foster care. You get money if you put kids into foster care and adoptions. And that's the old model. There's a new model now, which was mandated by the Family First Act, which you now preserve the family. So we're going to give you this money to preserve the family, not break families apart. And so that's where Kern County and the state failed in this case, because those children should have been back with their family.
Okay, Brian, you got cut off last hour, and I asked you a question, a message that you would send tonight to those accused killers.
So he's now asking her. Where's the Ryan? What would you say to them? And to me, honestly, I don't even think she can say, like, dude, this is exactly what I would say. She's trying to keep it rated G because she knows. You know, and I know, and she know, and everybody else know, it would be more than what she's going to say right now. Because she's so chill. You can see it in her. She wants to, but she's like, no, I have to handle this in a proper way for my children. And you can see it in her face. She wants to, but she's like, and that's why I think that people that know who she is has probably had her be like, shh, chill out. We got this. We got you. Like, chill out. Because I feel like she, from the way she was crying that first day, I feel like she would lash out. but she has such a good support system. People are like, look, chill, we got you, chill. And that's why she's been able to flow like this, because her demeanor does not say like she has anything to do with it at all. To me, in my opinion, she has support. To where her support is backing her up from what she really wants to say. So let's let her continue. Here we go.
Trezell and Jacqueline West, who are locked up right now, getting ready to face double murder charges in a trial out in Kern County. Please, now you have time. You're not going to get cut off.
I just feel like they were wrong. My kids did not deserve that. And I honestly really hate them, but it's nothing, you know? They were just wrong.
Ryan, our thoughts are with you. Our prayers are with Sincere and Classic, those little angels. We thank you for joining us tonight. Joaquin, I know Ryan is in good hands, and I know you're going to do everything you can, but it's absolutely frustrating what happened to those boys, and we
So it is absolutely frustrating what happened to those boys, is what was said. And so let me hide this. Kendra, what do you feel is what's going on? Because I feel so many emotions in this case, and you already know
it's
how I
so
get.
many emotions, but
So
I want to
let me
thank
know how you
you.
feel right now.
I want to thank you for the awareness. I want to thank everybody that put awareness out there. I don't want to come off as rude, but we got to have common sense. Come on.
We can have common sense and conversations. We're not going to be rude. We can have conversations and common sense,
I
but
didn't
not
want
rude.
to be rude, but I kind of felt like they probably didn't get the kids back to mom or whoever, even though they did do all the steps, because I know people and it's like, okay, I'm going to get them, but I'm going to give them back to the mom. But if you come into the hospital, you don't know who hurt your kid. We don't know, at the end of the day, who hurt the kid. So I just think they didn't know, like, is that a good idea? And I think that's why they didn't place them with the family.
No, but this
Because
just
I
makes
believe,
sense.
like,
No.
should
Why? Wait. I need you to go back because I'm not clearly hearing why you're saying, why didn't they place them with anybody in the family? Grandparent, aunt, uncle.
Okay, you come in.
Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Go ahead.
To the hospital, and then I don't know who done this. Nobody took credit for whoever done that to the baby.
To the baby's broken femur.
Yeah.
But he wasn't
So
crying.
I'm
He was not
thinking
crying.
maybe that's
Hold on, wait a minute.
why.
Hold on, Lakendra. He was not crying before, supposedly, allegedly, he was not crying when he was given to the daycare provider with the child. Even if he was there, I haven't seen any of that. And then if someone has that, okay, let me know. But after she picked her child up and he just kept crying, and she took him and they found out.
She did the right thing.
And she did. But that makes people not want to do that. But hold on. So if she did the right thing, then and they can tell how long something's been broken. And for instance, they can. So that's why I feel like they have so much more information. But okay, let me pop someone else up. Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Is that you? Hold on.
Yes, that's me.
Okay. So I'm like, okay, cool. But do you feel like this whole situation should have just been like, whatever, we're gonna throw it to the side. We're gonna just put what we want to put. Like, what do you feel? Like, that doesn't make sense to me, Lakendra.
Exactly. I don't
No,
know,
no, no,
like
no. I do
this
not want to
case.
say exactly. I want to understand what you're
No, I'm
saying.
gonna let you know, and it's like these kids, for some reason, tugged at my heart, and I still want to know where they at. Bring them home. I don't want to be rude to mom. None of that. But at the end of the day, if you go to the hospital, which you did the right thing, and you can't say who did this, I think that was a major reason that they did not allow family to get him, because they don't know who did nothing.
I
I'm
believe that's
coming
a
with
big reason.
names. I don't give a damn who
Why do
gotta
you
go
think
right
they
now.
went to this person and said, we need to get off the grid? We need to get off the map. Who
And
says that
I don't
unless
justify nothing. They are
to me there's only
monsters.
two reasons. Hold on, Lakendra. There's only two reasons. Unless you did something you wasn't supposed to do, unless the other reason is people that want to separate to like just say, hey, I'm not going to deal with society, anything of that. I'm going to try to go on and live my life without society, see how it works out, whatever, and stuff like that. But of course, you're going to have some contact where they could be like, Mom, okay, I don't want to keep doing this. Like they're going to try to go do civilians, not civilian, but like normal people without electricity, any electronics or whatever. They're gonna try to go do like the number one
Nothing to be
human
tracked.
stuff in life. So they're just gonna go do their things in the woods and whatever. We can respect that. But what's going on here and what I've been seeing and what I've been researching, I'm just like, Dre, you lucky me and you wasn't friends, because she went from being healthy, she went from being, I'm gonna be honest, because everybody says healthy looking. No, she went from looking a little bit tiny bit obese to being a little bit like, yo, what are we going through, to whatever, to boom, skeletons. We all have brown, black eyes underneath. We're all skinny, and he's sitting here like, yes, I trust my wife, and I don't knock him. He's feeling like, this is my babe. She loves me. She's making sure I'm good. I don't want this, but I do feel like with certain comments he said, he was afraid of her. I don't want to say I'm gonna leave you. I don't want to say I'm gonna this, because the way he was saying it makes me feel that way, because he's not like, babe, I never leave you. I love you. He's like, I never said I would leave you. I never said. He wanted to let her know this, and that. Don't think it's any of that. It's just because I need to go get this. That's what makes me think he knew she was on some other, but he didn't know how to get out of it. That's what makes me upset with some of other people in his family, if they had any idea about, and she obviously was a bigger YouTuber, content creator, whatever. I can't say I could say anything because I am not in that area. But since they're in their area, I believe that they had some kind of like touches here and there with some of the content she would put out. So that's how they were even able to figure out that he was in a hospital. If I had not have been said something, you know what I'm saying? But since they knew he was in some type of hospital, that lets me know at least a couple people had tips and dabs on either her streams or his streams. But I'm going to say her streams because that makes more sense. So why aren't you guys reaching out to Mama Dukes? I don't care because when he started, woo! I got other things to talk about. We're gonna get on that next. Let me go back to the boys. We're gonna get on that next.
I feel bad for her.
We're gonna get on that next. Let me go back to the boys. Okay.
I just want to be honest. Like, have common sense. This ain't the story ain't checking out.
I'm just seeing what people are talking about. But let's get back to the boys because my life tomorrow will be on him. So we're gonna talk about the boys right now. Okay.
Oh, okay. You were talking about something. I was confused down here. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, no, because I'm seeing like I'm having like messages on this side, then I have messages on YouTube, and I have what you guys are saying. It's like, dude, I can't do all the same cases in one thing. You guys got to understand that. I cannot do that. Stop thinking I could put every case into one video. I cannot. I want this video to be about the boys. Can I have that respect, please? Just for love, like a moment, please. Can you guys give me that respect, please? Okay? So we're like bouncing all this other stuff. Can we do that? All right. News and shenanigans. Did you have anything to say? Because I'm about to pop some of the information about adoption agencies up. And I want them to see, because you are here as well in California with me, to see. But I'm going to put a map up in that area, and then I also want to show some other things. Do you have anything to say about what you think about what's going on out here in California? And the thing is, news is we're so conservative, they say. Or, you know, when we were looking at, some people may have not, but Preach was talking about the consent of age. And I want to talk about that as well. But the consent of age of intercourse, you know, we have a higher standard, but in certain things they put way below that. And I'm just like, I don't understand California's, I don't want to say purpose. Purpose is not the word. I do not understand what California's logic is to some of the things they say and talk about. I do not understand it. It confuses me. Does that kind of make sense or no? You're like, what?
Yeah, but in regards to the boys,
I'm about to pull up right now.
When you said that she picked them up from daycare, she didn't pick them up from daycare. They were at home. He was at home.
And was crying, right?
Yeah, and he was with her then boyfriend.
And crying.
Yeah, and that's why she took him to the hospital, because he kept crying and she didn't know what was wrong.
Crying.
Yeah.
But didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I'm not gonna act like I do not know everything. You guys, I want to let you guys know. Naomi Trinity does not know everything. I ask questions. I'm here. I'm there. Whatever. So News
Well, you know, that was part of
What's up
my.
here? Why can't I see you? Hold on, let me take this down real quick. Wait, I just want to make sure I have my next thing I'm about to pop up real quick up here. Is it? It was right. That's the one I do. Is that it? I hate this. I be wanting y'all to give me classes. Like, is that what I'm trying to pop up? That's it. Okay. So it's the last thing you click goes up there. Okay, cool. Okay. So, news. I'm asking you, like, so let me know. Does this make sense? When you're going through this process, you're going through adoption and things like that. Do they not tell you the steps your children are going through? Or do you know? Like, if you don't know, just say you don't know, because some things I don't know.
I don't think they tell the parents like the stuff their kids are going through, but if they were going through something, they would have removed them, you know, from, if they felt like they were going through something, they would have removed them from the home. I don't understand though why when she said that she was saying that her kids look, you know, malnourished and stuff like that, why they didn't check on the home. Because me going through adoption, I know for a fact.
Well, to me,
somebody,
wait, news. You going through adoption like you were the child in adoption, or
no, I had children, and so when the
you had
parents,
children going through the adoption process?
yes.
Okay, understandable.
And so when the parents said he felt like the kid wasn't being fed and all that, that happened to me before. And they came to my
Was it
house.
being fed by you?
Yeah, and they came to my house and they checked, and they like checked. They didn't like let him just say that and didn't do anything about it. They checked my house and everything.
And they seemed like they went in your refrigerator, your cabinets, and
Yeah.
you had food.
Yeah, and then they asked me, you know, they asked me questions and like checked me out like I wasn't feeding the kid, but it was just because the dad wanted to say that, you know what I'm saying? But so I don't understand why they didn't check if she was saying that stuff. I don't understand why they didn't go check.
I don't understand. It was so many different things. And then
Yeah.
also the kids were in another foster home before these people. And like, why did that's the part I'm trying to find right now. Guys,
Now
I'm gonna
that
be honest
part,
with you. I'm looking and I'm searching to try to get you guys information. But I want to know what happened between the first.
that part, I know about that part too. That part is because
Tell us.
Ryan Dean and that foster mom became too close.
Close.
Yeah.
But why is that a problem? Because hold on, news. Why is that a problem? Because if she was okay with her mom, and if they're saying they're trying to get families together, if she was okay with the grandparents being okay with them, or even the father's parents being okay with them, why would that be a problem? This whole
problem is when the kids have been taken away from the parents, you cannot until these parents are, you can't be letting the parents see them and stuff like that. It don't matter.
No. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I don't want to say that. I'm not ever going to say someone's wrong if I am not 100% sure. But they did some things that I were looking at was they do not take kids out of the presence of a family if there's not anything like I don't know how I even say this stuff, but ancestral.
No, let me tell you something. If you have custody of some kids,
can you hear what I'm saying?
And they have been taken out of
wait, hold on, real quick. Listen, if they haven't been taken like ancestral wrong, because that's another video I'm about to do in the next one. Ancestral wrong, beaten, like any of those like major things, they will not just take the kid. So why in this case with these minor things?
Not they take them for marijuana and shit too. They do,
but not in Cali.
They do in Cali. I know for a fact.
But
I know
why?
for a fact.
Well, I'm just saying where I'm from, they don't because I'm by the border. You're a
My
lot
cousin's
more
my
north.
cousin's kids my cousin's kids were taken from her because of her smoking marijuana. So I know for a fact they do that. So I'm
Whoa.
not
Well, was it
speaking
like
because I'm
was it
guessing.
the
I know
fact
for
of
a fact.
marijuana to where she couldn't control herself, or was it like a under doctor's orders?
Well, because even though it became legal now, they do tell you, you need to stop smoking. What they give you, what
I
you need to
know,
do
but I'm saying,
in
was
order
it
to
under
get your.
doctor's orders or,
Of
because
course
even
not.
if it's
Of
under
course,
doctor's
they
orders, wait,
blood test
News,
you.
listen real quick. Hold on, look, Kendra, just real quick, I want to ask News a question. Even though it's not under doctor's orders or, whatever, but it's legal out here. Is it okay? I don't know because I used to smoke weed when I was younger. I don't know. But is it okay for you to be like, okay, I know I can control myself under this capacity. I can smoke a blunt or 2 blunts and I'm okay. And I can still work with my children and it's okay. Like, how do they range that? Do you know?
It's not okay because if the court, even though it's legal, if the court says you need to do this, you need to do these parenting classes, you need to stop smoking, we're going to drug test you, we need this. If they give you this list of what you have to do to get your kids back, that's what you have to do, regardless if marijuana is legal or not. Regardless if you
And
can
that's what you're
focus with
saying
it.
and that's what you are saying, News. You're saying that that's what she was given and did
Mm-hmm.
not prove.
Yeah, so
I'm talking about
yeah.
Ryan Dean.
Oh, Ryan Dean. So yeah, she didn't, and just like she just said in the video, she didn't complete the marijuana I guess like therapy that they wanted her to go into. Because it is legal out here in California, but still at the same time, for me, just in my opinion, I don't know what her medical background is or if she was on it for medical needs or whatever, but I would have had to stop doing it for my kids.
Hands down.
Whatever time I needed to do it.
Hands down. But
Exactly.
I don't know the exact circumstances, but hands down, my son, I'm sorry. And people keep saying, you act like your son is like God. Literally, if I didn't have a God in perception, my son would be next. I created him. I feel like like how I feel about him, and I feel like, he has all my best interests in whatever, and vice versa. I feel like that's what that is. If not, I'll learn about it later on in life. You know what I'm saying? But as my kid being this big, he doesn't know about being any of the crazy stuff that people go through. But if he did go through any of that, I'd be like, hey, this is myself. But him, he's so sweet. So he's a baby. What can I do? You have babies. You know what I'm talking about. You can't just say, oh, my kid is here, there, and everywhere. Right? News?
Mm-hmm.
Or LaKendra?
Mm-hmm.
Kendra, are you still there? I'm gonna give her a few seconds or I'm gonna take her down. But I'm just saying, let me let their little conversation, like, look, let me show you what actually let me use this because I cannot News for real, be honest. I'm actually a question about this and then I have another question and then I'm gonna go back to what I'm talking about. But do you feel like it's easier to use a mouse or this little ThinkPad at your age?
The little finger pad or a mouse, you said?
Yeah, at your age, because I don't know what I'm.
I use both, but I can use the little
I
finger
use
pad.
both, but which one's your favorite?
I prefer to do the touch screen, really.
Touchscreen, yes. We didn't say touchscreen. We're talking about this finger pad or the mouse. We didn't say Jetstream.
I
Touchstream,
I
yeah.
think probably the mouse. I think probably the mouse.
Thank you.
Yeah.
People trying to be like, you old as hell. No, I'm not. This shit is weird because I don't know what I'm clicking on. I'm not playing with that. Anyways. Also, on top of that, we're gonna get on this. Probably another subject. Maybe on your channel. Do you guys want to go to her channel? Her channel's awesome. But she's so busy, so she never does lives. I want her to do a live.
I know. I gotta work my way through it.
Sesame because I'm going to Sesame, and if it's not going to be this weekend, it's going to be next weekend.
Wait,
But
the Sesame place? The Sesame place? Because I just did it.
Sesame.
Are you talking
That's
about?
what I'm trying to tell you, babe. I wrote you some comments. You've been
Oh, I
ignoring
didn't see
me. I
them
wrote
yet.
you some
No,
stuff.
I didn't see them.
I love you, baby. I know that's what I'm telling you right now. That's what I'm telling you right now. I love you. I know you didn't see it. You're not just foul to me for no reason. I love you.
Oh yeah, that Sesame place thing pissed me off.
In Philadelphia. That's why I had two family members with two separate families. Before even this was known, I was like, what you have? And I showed them the character. They say they don't see the character here. So now I already have my son's tickets.
Okay.
I'll be looking out for her like. And that's bad because I don't feel like I should be looking out for her.
Or just see how your experience is. But like,
No, me and my mind, come on now, news. You know, I'm gonna be looking to see where she's at and seeing how she's treating people.
But you know, she the Philadelphia one, so
now I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna be looking out from the whole park series.
But
That's
a
how
whole
it
bunch
is.
of videos done surfaced with different characters like Big Bird and Elmo
I haven't
doing
seen
the
Big Bird.
same
I've
thing.
only seen her, and her on all 4 times I've seen her. She was disrespectful to Black children.
Exactly. That was
All
the videos.
4 times I've seen her. That
Yep.
same, not her as in person, but that same character. So I don't know
Yeah,
who
the
did
same
it,
character.
but that same character was like
Yeah.
doing that, and I'm like, what? Because I know how to be like, what you mean? Because she wasn't the only time. Okay, look, there's one time I was like, okay, maybe she could have got a little pass on it because she was in the middle of a like whatever dance project they were doing, whatever. She's like, no, and kept doing it. That's the only time I would have gave her a pass. The other times, the other 3 times I seen her do this, I was like, no. Because literally I seen a lighter hand,
Literally
like on her
every
lighter side
time
right
she
here,
stopped at the Black kid.
fighting her. And then I would see darker sides, and I was like, maybe it's just that character. And I think it's just that character. And she needs to be revealed, or he needs to be revealed.
She needs to be fired. The bullshit ass statement that they put out was I didn't like that statement that they put out. They didn't even acknowledge that what she did to the kids.
So can we acknowledge that we're gonna go over to you and talk about that tomorrow? About what statement was put out, and we're gonna go over to you tomorrow. What time you want to talk about that?
I did. I already put the video out, but
well, you put the video out, but what time do we want to go do a live with you tomorrow?
We can try.
Oh, don't do me like that, mommy. I be wanting to like hang out with my news and shenanigans. Cause you my boozies. Like you like have a mind.
Okay, let's shoot for 7. Let's shoot for 7.
7 p.m. tomorrow. I'm gonna take my live down because we're gonna shoot for 7 p.m. to hang out with news and shenanigans. We're gonna talk about this issue. I got some things to talk about, so I'm gonna bring them to the table. If y'all got any issues to bring to the table to news and shenanigans, can we do that over there? News?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody? Okay, so anybody can bring anything about this Sesame Street racist issue you feel that's going on in these extreme parks to news and shenanigans. How about that? Is that okay, news?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. So that's what we're going to do mañana. So let me bring this up. Okay, so I wanted to know. I started looking into things. I'm like, okay, so let me bring this part up first. I'm like, okay, so they say that this is the biggest area in California of where you can bring up wait, I think I brought up the nice one. Hold on. Let me put this one up. This is what I wanted to bring up. Of where you can bring up where, why is it still showing the same one down there? I think I'm just gonna have to select, so whatever. Where you can have adopted children and all that type of sorts of things. So I'm like, why are they doing it like that? Like, and you can see it's like that specific area, how they're telling you Kern County has the biggest rate of having adoptions, having foster children, having this, having that. It's shown there. And I was like, nah, this can't be true. I just don't want it to be true. Go ahead.
So my video that I did on Cal City about adoptions and kids coming up missing and all that stuff. Do you know that I didn't even know YouTube took my video down, and I did not know that, and it's gone? I did like a whole kind of deep dive on Cal City about, kids coming up missing and unsolved murders and stuff like that, and the adoptions and all that. That whole video is gone. They took it down.
I don't disagree with you, because I do see them doing stuff like that. You know
Yeah.
why? Because they're so big on like trying to keep California like in everything, like literally. Even with my license for getting my license for skin and all that, they're so big on like, oh no, you have a this in your bag, you have a this. Oh no, you're this. But in Nevada, like all that stuff is like normal. So it's like anything California could get you on, they're so conservative. Or they want to act like they're so conservative. And it's like, y'all are not. Like, please stop doing this. You guys are trying to do so much that just not makes sense. It doesn't.
Yeah.
So let me show you this real
quick.
Okay. So when I start looking it up, right? Guys, I'm not good with computers. So wait, I want to like pull this up. Let me see. Oh, I can. Okay, never mind. So when I started looking into just their area, and I was looking at California, but when I looked at California and I was like, whoa, their area has so much just in their little concentrated area. I was like, something is going on here. Look at that. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. All these things have to do with adoption, foster haven, Alliance Human Services, CASA of Kern County. Like, it's just, y'all, it just does not compute and does not make sense. So when we go on to this, let me bring this up on y'all. You guys do not have to be on mute. I'm trying to unmute you guys. I think you guys are muting yourselves.
Yeah, we did. We muted ourselves.
Oh, yeah. Is she unmuted? Okay, I try to unmute her. But I'm going to put the link in the chat now because anybody could be talking. LV United We Stand. If you feel like you need to talk, pull up. Talk about what you want to talk about, because I'm trying to get an understanding as well.
Do you have two YouTube
say,
open?
Let's go. I'm not against you guys. So, I don't know.
Do you have two YouTubes open?
Huh?
Do you have two YouTubes open?
My second one may be open, but
because you guys keep talking to LV and I don't see her. Like, I didn't even see her in the chat.
You don't see this way. Hold on, let me pop it up. You don't
Unless
see
she.
this. You don't see this.
I see it when you pop it up there, but like in the chats, I don't see her at all in the chats.
Yeah, I think she was only talking then. But if she wants to talk now, completely free. She's probably like, "Oh, you're talking
I'm
too
about
much."
to drop down. I'll be in a chat though, but I'm about to drop down. Hi, news and shenanigans.
Sandra.
Yeah, I'm about
How
to
you
drop
doing?
down. I just can't. It's too many lies and all kind of shit. Like I can't do it. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so let me pop into this because these are okay. So she popped down. So I'm gonna pop into this because this is why I was like, let me see what went on for what should be the process. Because I'm like, I don't know what should be the process for this to go on, you know? So here we go. Like, yeah, you guys can. So, okay, so resource parents, initial qualifications. I literally looked at the small facts and I was like, no, I want to look at the deeper facts. So, in order to qualify for a like home approval for a family, to meet the conditions of what they want these children to go into, is you have to be at least 21 years old of age. I think they need to make that specific because shenanigans. Do you feel like even if you were able to qualify for this, yeah, you can have probably one, right? But do you feel you can have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many you want just because you're 21?
At 21, it kind of depends on, its circumstances. It depends on the maturity of the person.
Right.
And, because some people are very mature, own homes, all kind of stuff. So it kind of depends.
My question is, do you feel like there should be a number of children at that age, at 21, when you're able to first start doing this? Do you feel like there's a certain amount of children you should get, or you could be able to get 10 kids at 21? Like, do you believe at 21 there should be a number of children you should be able to get, or there should be a process, or what do you feel like should go on?
Let me tell you my own experience, because I actually had foster kids at 20. I think I was 22 or 23. So I was actually young and experienced in this department. And I had foster kids, but the thing is, I tried to get one of my cousins, and because I was only about 9 years older than him at the time, yeah, they wouldn't let me get him.
So
they put him in a group home.
So why do you think that?
And because he was going to be on medication. So they told me, because I was young, they weren't going to qualify me to get him because he was going to be on medication and I wasn't that much older than him. So they wouldn't allow me to get him.
What?
Yeah. So they do kind of put caps.
Even though he was an actual family member, like you knew him.
He was my cousin. Yeah, he was my cousin. And I might not even been 9 years older. I might have been only like 6 years older. But I don't know.
Not 6 years old, 6 years older than him.
Older.
Okay, just want people to get that understanding. She's not saying I was 6 years old. I was 6 years older than him. Okay, go ahead.
Wait, let me think. I think he was about 12, and I probably was in my 20s. But yeah, and he was going to be on medication and stuff like that. And they told me no, they would not give him to me because I was too young.
Wow.
And
so
that
to
was
me,
my
that reminds me of a situation
so
like
there's certain little reasons that they will, deny people. And so instead they put him in a group home.
I think it still should be like try to put him somewhere in family before.
I felt like that too, but I was young, so I didn't even really know how to fight. I didn't think to
Right.
try to fight. I just accepted the fact that they denied me, and there wasn't nothing I really could do about it.
And you just had to go on and try
Yeah.
something else. Yeah. So check this out. This is another young man I'm talking about. This is Tyler Harper, missing since July 14th. Let me come over. Missing
Oh,
since
that's a cool
July
book. They
14th.
spelled it different. That's cool.
I know, I love the way they spelled it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, because I wanted to spell, since my name is Ty, my real name is Ty.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the Tylor. So I was like, oh. But anyway, Tyler Harper, okay. Missing since July 14th, 2022. And if you can incorporate this in anything that you do, news and shenanigans to try to get our younger youth into, the beginning of your videos, ending of your videos, whatever you want to do, please do, so people can we don't never know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We never
Yeah.
know who can say, oh, I know this person. We don't know. So this young little boy, though, he has some issues going on with him. So he is now 16, a male, African American, a very light-skinned African American. I'm saying that so weird. Black hair, brown eyes, 5'7". But let me show you this. Okay. He does have some issues, and that's what I want you guys to understand. He has some medical issues. So it is advised that no one just goes up to him and none of that. So Taylor was last seen walking east on Various Miles Road wearing a khaki colored jogger pants and a royal blue t-shirt. Ilk Hill. On the back, he used the nickname Ty and requires medication. That's what I'm saying. His family is telling you, if located, please do not use caution and do not walk up to him. Let me take that down. Hold on. So you guys can. Do not walk up to baby boy. Do not approach. You see him. Okay.
So is he like special needs or schizophrenia or something?
We do not know. We know that he needs some type of medication. He needs some type of medication intervention. Do not walk up to him. To me,
I hope nobody does anything to him.
What I was looking into, it was kind of more into he has some kind of psychological issues to where he'll think something else is going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what I was looking into on his, because I looked into a couple of the ones that people sent me, and it looked like kind of like he would be like, whoa, like, what are you doing? Because he's 16. He's a little bit older, but he's just like, what's going on? And it seemed like he was like trying to be more like spiritual and survival. I don't know. But he's just like, leave me alone. So that's why they're telling everyone, like, don't approach him. Just say, hey, I see him. Point us in his direction so we can make sure he's getting his medication and everything, because it could turn out a whole nother way. Is what they're saying. So I don't know. I'm just going to show you guys the information. That's what it says. I mean, I have so many more if people want to see. But I need to get on to what I was talking about as well. Each time I come on talking about any of those type of situations, I am going to try to bring up any people that are missing, because I feel like it could have a positive impact if other people are doing that as well. So if you want to incorporate that too,
That's actually a good idea.
I think you should do that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just go to like, I mean, if you don't want to only do children, then you can go other routes. But national and exploitative children, missing people, any of those. Even if you want to do America Most Wanted, whatever you want to do. But just in the beginning of your thing, just put a couple of people. Even if you do 5 each, or even if you do 10, just give people to pile in while you're doing that. And maybe somebody will see someone,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think you should do that too as well. I really do. I really want to see some more, positive things coming out of what we're trying to. Oh, that's why it's not popping up. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. It's not popping up because I keep pressing the same button. But what we're trying to do and bring awareness to things, and I feel like you should do that too. I feel like we also know this is what's happening. Y'all, I'm not an avid user, so don't be like, oh, she should have known this. No, hold on, wait. I know where I need to go. Bam, to pop it down. Because, like, how do I get this thing off? But no. Okay, so over here, I'm looking at, like, what are the requirements? So, why is it? Hold on, sometimes it takes you a second to get it to come on your page. There we go. Okay, so like foster parent requirements is what I was looking into. Like, what does it take? You guys can see it, right? Or am I just like off?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
I can see it.
Okay. So in order to qualify for home approval for family must meet the following conditions is what they're saying. I worded it wrong because I was in a whole nother thing, but I'm gonna start wording it the way I was wording it in the whole. Because I looked this up before I got into this part, but it said the same exact material and it was all together. So I was like, let me just present this instead of me like popping up screen after screen after screen. But pretty much it was all the same, but it was worded a little bit differently. So be at least 21 years old of age, live within 50 miles of Bakersfield, and we're only talking about the Cal City children, okay? So live within 50 miles of Bakersfield, possess a California driver's license, possess an automobile, why am I saying it wrong? Automobile in good mechanical condition, possess an automobile other than minor traffic violations. So basically, you're just saying like have your stuff together, get all your stuff together at 21 years old. But my thing is with this, with you being
But
on,
like you said, at 21, they probably should be capped at 2, maybe 2.
Say it again.
I said, but like you said, maybe at 21 they should be capped at 2.
Exactly, because you're 21 years old. You live within 50 miles of Bakersfield, right? You have a good working car, okay? But this is not saying, like, is it saying how many kids you can have?
It doesn't say, and they don't really, cap on how many kids you can have, but it's a lot to handle. So
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't really say, like, okay, just because you're this, and that, you can handle all this stuff. Like, I do really feel like beyond all that, a psychological type test or type whatever they need to go through needs to happen before even this.
They do. They go through your whole history. They go through your whole background. Like you get screened way worse than any parent, to be honest.
So why do you think they were able to get through this point?
They probably have a good background. I mean, they most likely had a good background for them to get all these kids like this.
Why do you think they had you read their
I mean, their family, before we knew of what they did, you know what I'm saying? Their family presented themselves to be, the brother was with the, remember, he's all in the politics, and, they presented themselves to be like a good little family before we knew exactly who they were.
Yeah, but do you think even after like the police were presenting stuff and after everybody else was finding out things, do you think that they're able to cover up who they were like that good peanut butter and jelly to where nobody knew until actually cops were able to bring it out? Like they were hiding whatever they were doing. They were hiding it.
Oh yeah, somebody helped them cover it up.
Yeah. Now, I believe it was baby boy. You know what I'm talking about. I just don't want to say names. They went in a little bit higher stance,
I believe somebody helped them cover it up, and I believe, unfortunately, I feel like the boys are gone, and I know that the feds know it. That's why they're in jail now. And it's just a matter of getting them, convicted. This is not what any of us wanted to hear, because they did pull the strings on all of our hearts, but I feel like,
I just don't understand. Like, say maybe you lost your control on one kid. This is showing me how evil these people are. You didn't lose a kid on yours. You didn't even lose a kid that a kid wasn't yours. You did that, and on top, took the second one as well. Because you can't do them both at the same time. Like, I'm mad at both y'all. You can, but it just does not make sense. It just does not. Because normally the other one is going to be trying to protect the other one, whatever. Like, it just does not make sense. And these two, I'm sorry, the only reason why I would want to see the death penalty is to see them just every time it comes up.
I can't wait.
And then say, no, you're not going to get it. And every time it comes up, maybe they'll get it. And then every time it comes up, maybe they'll get it. Just to stress them out every single time. But I want them to freaking suffer. I do. I want them to suffer. I'm sorry, I can't. I want them to. I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm just mad. I'm mad. Go ahead.
I think they should suffer too.
I think they're suffering right now. I think they should suffer too, but I think they're suffering right now.
No, right now they are, but a couple months ago they weren't. They thought that, okay, I think we got this together.
Yeah, they thought they was getting away with it.
Like, everything they were saying didn't make sense. She didn't go out to look for them. She came out a little bit after. Like, she really solidified it to me. When they went to that cop car, and she's like, yeah, we've been looking for them. As a mother, I'm sorry. Mines or not. Even if it was like niece, whoever the kid was, if I was in the possession of a kid and I couldn't find them, dude, I would be on the outside of my house like, where are you at? I would be going crazy trying to find the kid. She never did that. She just walked to the car calmly and was like talking like, girl, bye. A kid you can't find, you're frantically looking for. And that's what I would have been doing. I would have been like, wait, hold on. I would have probably had on shorts, pajamas, anything. I'm looking through everywhere trying to look for my kids, anyone's kids, anybody's kid I'm looking for. She never came outside until the police pulled up, Finally, he sends them to them, and then she comes out and says her little couple of pieces. That video tells it all to me. For me. I don't know about you guys, but for me. So then we have right here, 2. Applicants must also complete the following. A orientation and training. Couples are both required to fulfill training requirements. Single individuals may complete the applications as a single person. I never knew single people could get kids. I think I might want to get a baby. A baby to just be with my baby, and I just spoil them both and just have them be like, oh yeah, I might do that. Because I just don't want to have another baby. I'd rather take care of a child that is in need. The applicant/applicants must attend orientation, complete an 18-hour training program, complete first aid and CPR course, complete water safety certificate course.
That water safety is new. I never heard of that, but that water
I never
safety.
heard of that either. I never heard of they had to do the CPR and certification course. But I guess
You
that's
do
new,
the
and I guess that's
CPR,
good
but
because
the
you know
water.
what? You know why I think they
I've
did
known
that?
about the CPR, but the water safety is new.
You know why
They've
I think that is?
because a lot of kids have drowned
Mm-hmm.
in the
Or
past
they'd be like,
couple of
"Oh no,
years.
my kid jumped into a pool. My kid did this."
Yeah.
Brylan, all of them. Like, stop playing with us. Okay,
Well, so with
B.
the agency I was with, that water safety was conditional. So if you had a pool, you had to have the water safety.
To
But
me,
if
I
you-
think it should be like this,
yeah,
all
but
around the
if you
board.
didn't have a
So,
pool, you didn't have to. Yeah.
I think it should be all around the board. Because if
Yeah.
you go to someone's house that got a pool, or you end up getting a place that got a pool, you end up in apartments that most likely have a pool, you end up with whatever. I just want these children to be as safe as possible. You're taking them out of their home. They
Well,
need to be as safe as possible, period, to me.
I actually have a pool, and they didn't make me do the water safety. That's why I know it's kind of new too, and maybe like you said, conditional, because they didn't tell me nothing about water safety. But they did make me get a fence put up around my pool. Even though the pool was inside of a fence already in the backyard, they still made me get like a little fence
Around
around
the
the pool.
fence, yeah.
With a lock on it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know about that. They've done
Mhm.
that a lot of times because little kids will get over the first set of pools. You know, I mean the first set of walls or whatever, gates, whatever. Then it's like, okay, you gotta get over this. So where's your parents? But all this time now, come on now. Where's your parents? So if they get in that second set, at least that's protecting you, news. Because like, dude, you got this. Like, there's so many protection
Yeah, and that second fence
Where
is
were
locked, and they
you?
can't reach it. Yeah, and they can't reach it and unlock it and get in there either.
So where were
An
they?
adult has to let them in. Yeah.
So where were they? That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? So attend orientation, 18 hours. Okay, I passed all that. Submit to a live scan fingerprinting. And I've done so many live scan fingerprintings. If you can't do that, we know something's wrong. Provide criminal record statement and meet a KBYH Social Security. I think this is all in California. So when you guys hear these certain names, just take it California. Worker to discuss any criminal convictions. All persons living in the home who are 18 years of age or older must be fingerprinted. Application packet is number C. Why can't I move this up? Okay, maybe because there's no more after this. 1. Applicants must complete a KBYH application packet for couples. Both applicants are required to complete the application packet. D. facility to be approved may be the applicant's home or rental. So it could be your home or it could be a rental. It could be a lease, it could be any of that. Please note the following. The facility must undergo and pass a facility inspection. Any discrepancies must be corrected before an approval may be granted. So anything they gotta fix. Okay, so say it's plugs, because I'm saying when we were dealing with certain stuff, it could be like plugs. You gotta have those little clear plugs in between things, or even tables. You gotta have the table things so if a kid bumped their head, or even just pulling open drawers. There's a little stop thing that stops them from pulling open drawers, or cabinets. There's something from pulling out the kids' cabinets. There's so many things you have to go through before any of this could be okay. And I agree with this because when, my mother and, before all that was going through their children, agencies, we had to make sure all of that was together. A kid can't just go and put a quarter or a penny or a dime inside of the socket. They can't just go and do like little things that little kids do. Okay, so I don't even know where I was at, but I'm gonna assume. So, because we're being required to applications were approved to applicants. Okay, I think it was after this. The facility must undergo and pass a facility inspection. Any discrepancies must be corrected before an approval may be granted. Children will not be placed in a facility which has been issued a Children will not be placed in a facility which has not been issued Children will not be placed in a facility which has not been issued a valid approval. Applicants residing in rentals, apartments, or other facilities which are not owned by the applicants must obtain permission to operate a resource home. And I'm going to say / or, however, care for foster children on premises. So they would have to go through a little cycle with that. In written form with their landlord or owner. So they would have to go through a little situation with that. Go ahead.
That's actually new too, that they're saying that you have to get something from your landlord or the
I think
owner
that's
of
good.
where you're renting from. That's
I think
no,
that's good.
I don't think that's good, because I don't feel like somebody who I'm renting from should dictate what I can do with my life. They
No,
shouldn't be able
with
to
your
make.
life, but I'm saying to where they're like, okay, they do have these children there, so they know. You know what? Honestly, all these things come because I get what you're saying. All these things come on case basis.
Because you got to add them on
some
your rental
landlords and
agreement.
owners. Go ahead.
You got to add them on your rental agreement anyways. You know what I'm saying? If they're gonna stay there permanently or whatever.
Not if they're
But
minors.
Minors, you have to add everybody who stays in your house.
Oh, I never had to do that. I've never had to do minors. Out here, I don't know if that's anything new. I don't know. We're both in California, but I don't know if that's anything new.
But I'm saying for them to say your landlord has to write a statement saying basically I agree with her being able to get these. I don't like that.
I just don't think that anybody that's 18 and younger, if they need anything, any information from, I can have whoever I want in here. But if they are an adult and staying in here, yes, they should be able to know who's in here because they can be held and, you know, be prosecuted for anything they can be held under for as an adult. Yes, I feel like the property manager, whoever, should know about that. But if I want to have 6 of my nieces and nephews over my house chilling with my kids, whatever, I don't got to tell you everything that's going on. I don't have to tell you. And I know that there was a manager.
And if I want to adopt kids,
they
I
weren't
don't
even
need to
their
tell you
kids.
that. And if I want to adopt kids, I don't need to tell you. That's none of your freaking business. So I don't
It's
like
none
that
of your
part. Where
freaking business.
yeah.
No, but as they come an adult,
I
I
don't like
believe
that
that is
either.
shit. I believe that is shit.
What did you say, Jeanette?
I don't like that
Instead of
either.
Yeah.
what part of
I
it?
don't like that. That
I
last part where they go
yeah
ahead, Jeanette.
yeah I didn't have to tell my. Well, you know what?
Well,
I did when I was a foster parent. I did have to tell my landlord.
You
You
said
tell
what?
them because you got to tell them how many kids you're gonna have in there. But you never did. You have
Inside
to
your
ask
home.
them to like give you some type of written statement to give to CPS. That's crazy.
No,
I don't
not
even
that
know
part. Not that part. Not that part.
because most of them aren't going to do that.
Yeah, they're not. That's why I don't like that. They, they're not gonna consent for you to get some kids. They're
No,
gonna not even want
not
to be
that
in
part.
the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Not that part. I'm saying, I think you guys aren't understanding the part I'm saying. I'm not saying that, they need to know every step of your life. But I'm saying if other kids are going to be in there and like say, you know how some places, it depends on what you read in your rental agreements and things like that. So if you don't have your kids or whatever in the rental agreement, it's like, okay, I'm going to have this, and that. Say if something happens to your children, it's like, okay, well, are they not going to be covered? So if I'm like, okay, I don't have to tell you, I got XYZ, her name is this, I got this girl, I got this boy, I got this boy, I got this girl, I got this. I don't feel like I have to tell you everything I'm doing. You don't have to know every session of sex intercourse I'm having is being successful and we're having a kid. No, because they're not paying anything. But I'm saying if there's any people under the age of 18, because we know they literally could be under contract, I still don't think I would kick them out at 18. I would try to have them prepared for that. That's what I'm trying to. But if they're not, I'm gonna work with my child. I don't know what's gonna be going on. But I'm saying, if they're below that, it shouldn't be up against a property owner or any of that. It's just everything to me is like circumstantial to me.
I actually think that that's a little bit of a discriminatory practice.
So what part?
The landlord write the letter, because I think that they are really trying to prevent renters from being able to get children because they're renters.
Yeah, I don't think
I
they
agree
should write a
with
letter.
Jeanette.
That part,
I
no.
agree with Jeanette full
That part, no.
because
The letter
that's
part, I'm not in agreement with.
that's something new. It looks like they done threw on there, and that's none of the landlord's business. I feel like that's none of the landlord's business. That's them making the choice for you if you're
But
able to
then
get a
that's when they
kid.
start putting the extra shit in there, though, too,
Yeah.
News. They start, oh, well, I don't like this, and I don't like that, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. That's when they start doing that to try to find reasons to get you out of the place or whatever, and that's none of their damn business. If we was good for the last 3 years, now you tripping because you have these new little paperworks. Like, no.
So Barbara is saying the county wants to make as many people as possible aware of the children's presence on the premises for various reasons. Safety supersedes everything. Yeah, that's fine for the safety. We're gonna have to report that we have this amount of X amount of kids living in the home anyways, but we don't need permission
Exactly.
to get children. I don't care. That's no, I don't agree with that. Now it's fine because we are going to have to report everyone who lives in the home. So they're going to know that they're there. I just don't feel like I need permission from another
Barbara,
person that
can you
has
pop
nothing to do
up?
with me.
Like, we
Giving
don't
me
have
permission to do
arguments, so
anything.
don't think that there could be an argument with you. It's just everyone having a conversation, my love. So at least that's how I run my platform. So you can pop up, let's have a conversation, because I want to know, what does people really feel about this situation? Because I feel my way, but is my
Yeah.
way right? Is your way right? Like, whose way is right?
There are caps, but the CP or the agency you work for looks at all that. I don't think you should have to get permission from your landlord either.
Yeah.
You
Not
don't
at
have
all.
to get permission to have another child. You have to get permission to have a pet, and we're not talking about pets.
And the reason why with the pets is because
Okay,
pets
so with
destroy,
that, Jeanette, I have a
destroy the
question.
landlord's property. So that's different.
Right.
So Jeanette, with that, I have a question. You said, what about the pets?
You have to
No, somebody in the comments had brought that up, saying that you have to get permission from the landlord for the pet. That's different because the pets destroy. A lot of landlords don't even allow pets in their homes.
No.
So that's a whole different story. You can't compare pets to children. I know
Let's
some
say
people
places
do,
that take,
but
okay.
I don't
How do you
compare
feel about
pets to
this,
children.
News? How do you feel about this? People that take pets, but once you have one or two set of children you already come up with, but you start having children after children, but you've been already with this person for an amount of time, and they're like, well, you keep having kids. Do you think it's wrong for them to say that? I do. What do you think?
If you said if I'm with
Okay,
someone?
listen. So you are dealing with a situation to where you've been dealing with this, who you're renting from, for a while.
Oh, okay.
You
The
have
renter.
1, 2 children, but you also
Uh-huh.
have 3, 4 pets.
Mm-hmm.
You have a third child, a fourth child.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're now on your 5th, not born yet. Maybe now you're 5th, and they're like, no, you got to get out because you're having too many children. Do you feel like they're able to even say that at that time? Because it's like,
no.
Who are you able to speak on how many children I can have? I have these many pets,
Yeah,
these children.
no.
Like, what the freak?
No, just because I'm renting from you, you don't have no say so in my life, except for as long as I don't tear up your property. And as
No,
long
but
as
they're
I
thinking
pay
like,
my
no, you got more animals, you got more kids. It's gonna tear it up more and more and more. Because I seen my cousin, this happened to her.
But you know
Well,
what? With
actually,
them
she got
animals,
2
they charge you
kids.
now. They charge like $500 extra animal. They get in your pockets. If you want to have
Well,
animals, you
at
can
this
pay
time,
this
it
much.
wasn't that. It wasn't
Well,
that, and it was actually, it was recent, but she was already in a contract, so it wasn't like they can take it up. It was $100 an animal. And even when she was adding on an animal, they were letting it still go for $100 an animal. They didn't
I
add
mean,
it
they
to
got the right to say something. If when it comes to the animal and be like, your animals are tearing them up, they can come to you and say all that. They can do that.
No, they can.
They
They
can't
can.
tell
But
you
I'm
you have too
saying
many
they
kids,
didn't
though.
come to her and say, okay, well, we're going to, up it to the new process we have. And it's $200 to $300 an animal. Each animal she added on, they were saying it was already grandfathered in. So it was $100 an animal. So she had 4 animals. And the 2 kids.
When I managed
Wait, hold on real quick, Jeanette. They didn't tear up anything. But when she got pregnant, they were like, you're having too many kids. She brought 1, 2 animals, had a baby. 1 animal had a baby. 4th animal. Now it's too much. Like, what? Like, nothing tore up, nothing. But now it's a problem if she has her 3rd child, but she's already pregnant with it. Like, huge pregnant. If she has her 3rd child, it's too many going on. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I could see if the pets was a problem or the first 2 kids was a problem. But now you guys feel, since they feel she's having too many children at her age. I feel like she is too, in my opinion, but she's able to handle them and take care of them. So that has nothing to do with me. But I feel like at her age, she's doing a little bit much. But anyway, her having her third child, she can handle it. What's the problem? She can still
I don't
pay.
feel like
She can take care of everything. Her husband can take care of whatever. It's not my
now
business. The only thing is I feel like she's young. But what do you think?
if she's in their property and they say she has a 2-bedroom and she's in their property and now she got like 5 kids in a 2-bedroom, then that's when they can say
It's a
something about it
3-bedroom.
because now you need to move out.
She got it for her and her dude and the 2 kids. But now she ended up pregnant again.
So that's what I was going to say is when I managed apartments, the 1-bedrooms, we were only allowed to have 3 people. I think it was 5 for the 2 and 8 for the 3. So they could say that. And I think the reasons is if there were a fire, people have to be able to get out safely.
Yeah.
No, but listen. Listen real quick. The reason why she moved to where she was is because it's her husband and her 2 kids. And their kids now needed a room. That's where they moved there.
Mm-hmm.
They were been there before they already knew they were going to try to conceive again. That was an extra room. So it was an office in there. But then they did move the office into the living room because they were making that an extra room.
Mm-hmm.
So why is that a problem if they're still able to pay and all that, but they feel like she's too young?
If they're not at max capacity, they can't say nothing about it.
No, but they feel like the family's too young to handle this.
Well, they can't tell. I mean, they can have their opinion, but they can't tell her what to do.
That's discrimination.
But they're still doing it. They're still doing it anyway, and it's a lot of drama right now because they're like, nope, you're too young. We don't feel like you're going to be able to handle it. But honestly, to me,
she could actually probably sue them for getting in her business like that. Like Jeanette said, discrimination. They can't. She probably can. It sounds like because it's a landlord. Yeah, a landlord cannot be in your business telling you how many kids you can have unless you in. Like we were talking about.
I thought they could say because you already came in on this particular contract. It was okay. That's why I was like, I don't know yet. I got to look into it because I don't know if they were saying, okay, you already came in on this particular contract and I ain't seen her contract. So I don't know. I'm like,
they got a 3-bedroom house and they only got how many kids? They got a 3-bedroom house and how many kids?
Right.
Well, they have the 2 and then the 1 coming now.
So they're still in goods. They're not over capacity in that house. So
they could probably have 8 and they're 7.
Yeah.
7 is the minimum.
Whoa. And that amount of people?
Because you actually could have, you actually could have like 3 to 4 kids in one bed. If it was all boys and they had like 2 sets of bunk beds in a room, they could have that. They allow that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've never been in a situation where I had to be with multiple people. So I didn't even look into it because she gets a little bit hostile sometimes. So I'm like, whatever, like, I don't want to deal with it. But no, she was telling me about it. I was like, that still don't sound like that to me because I've seen multiple situations when my other friends that has a lot more kids than her, like you literally have a room for each one of your children. If you're going to have another one, like even if that bed was in your room or was in your toddler's room, it still should be cool. Even if it was in the living room and you just come out and, whatever. But wow, that's crazy. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
They're even trying to make it seem like I gotta look at the contract. That's my only thing. I haven't seen the contract. So I don't know if it's like, if you're changing your family dynamic.
No, they can't. I'm gonna tell you now, in any renter's contract, there is no clause in there that says if you start having more kids, we're gonna kick. If somebody agreed to a contract like that, then that's stupid of them. They cannot put that because, like Jeanette said, that's discrimination. They cannot put that in a renter's contract. You can only have.
It sounds crazy to me too, but the way that she's talking about it is like she's afraid of something. So I'm like, so it
Now,
just doesn't make
when
sense
you
to me,
have,
because how would I know that I'm going to get pregnant in whatever months? How did I know when I signed the contract I wasn't even already pregnant? You know?
well, of course, when you do your contract, you agree to a certain amount of people who's going to be in the household. But if you
Yes.
get pregnant and have another kid or whatever, you just go, you call your landlord and you add them on.
You know, and at the end of the lease, they can terminate her lease for no reason. They don't have to give her a
If they
reason.
want to, yeah.
They
Yeah,
can
they
give her a
can.
reason if they think they
I
can
think
tweak
that's what
it in
she's
their
scared
head.
of. I think that's what she's scared of. Because I think
Yeah.
it's so close that that's what she's scared of. That because there's a new baby coming, that's what they're going to do. And she's already in a situation to where they're straight. All the bills are adding up. Everything is like right there. And just because of this new baby, it's going to change everything. I think that's the problem.
Well, if she's afraid that that landlord is going to kick her out, which that landlord would be stupid because there's too many people that can't even really afford to pay rent these days. If this person is a good renter, I don't know why you would kick her out just because she had another baby. That's dumb as hell. But I would just start looking for another place then. If unfortunately,
I'm gonna tell her that,
if
because
that's what
that's I already
yeah,
told
if
her to
that's what
start
she's
looking for
thinking.
another place, but with this like information, it's like, yo, really, really, she could come stay here, but I'm just saying, like, really, really start looking, because that's crazy. I think, honestly, I think this, I don't even want to say the person's nationality, but I think this person is looking for more money. And that's what the realtor is like, what the manager is looking for is more money, is what they want from this place, because they're seeing that other people are getting more money, but since they've been there for so long,
right,
she's like,
I think that too.
Yeah, and at the end of her lease, they can offer her to still stay there, but they can tell her, but your rent is going to go up to this amount.
they've already done that multiple times, and now this time
my-
to me it would be way much.
My landlord raises my rent every single year. No joke. So there's nothing you could do about that. That's their right.
They only have a right to raise it by a percentage. And
Yeah, it's a certain
now is rents have gone up so much that it's so much over the percentage that they can even raise it to, that people are getting greedy.
Yeah, and they're
That's
getting
what
greedy
I'm
because mine
saying. It doesn't make sense. How much
I
does
knew
yours
the
go up? Like 100 or 2 per year?
Well, at first she used to be doing like 200, and she used to do 100, and it went to 200. But since that law passed, like Jeanette just said, since the law passed, they only can raise it up. I think it's like 5%, but plus or 15%. It's a certain percentage. It's a certain percentage plus inflation. So that's what they had to do. They had to do the percentage plus inflation. So that's what they had to raise it up to, because she tried to go over, but I told her it's this. I looked it up and I was like, is this percentage that you can raise it up to plus inflation, and that equals out to this amount. So they was kind of mad because I knew that law. So they had to abide by it, and that's all they could raise it up to. But yeah, they could raise it up every year if they want to. Just all they gotta do is follow that.
Hey, what's up behind the bar? You popped in.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, behind the bar.
Behind the bar, you knew.
Hello. I want to join the conversation.
What's up, love?
Hey, ain't nothing. So I heard earlier, I was in and out the room. So there's a foster parents that took advantage of some children and murdered them. Is that what we're getting at?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's crazy. And the state let that happen, and they didn't give the children to biological family.
Nope. That's what we're going through right now here in California.
Wow.
That's what we're going through.
Yeah, they need to get sued like crazy, yo.
Well, that's what she's doing right now. That is what Ryan Dean is doing right now. And I honestly, I know she's not going to get the whole amount, but I don't care. Like, literally, some things I'd be like, oh, no, they shouldn't. Dude, I don't care what she gets paid at this point. Like, she has been so patient, quiet, calm. Listen, I don't understand how she is just so calm and patient, but she is. and she's been dealing with this.
How much is she suing for?
Wasn't it 40 something?
I think like 40. I think 40 million or something like that.
40 mil.
To be honest though, I don't think she's gonna get it either. But
She's
I
not
think
gonna get 40 mil.
I think they're gonna give her something just for
Something,
her
but not
because
40
her
mil.
children were. I think because her children were killed by these adoptive parents, I think they're gonna give her something, but it's not gonna be in the meals either. I don't even
It
think
ain't
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be in
40
the meals.
mil, but she gonna get something because listen,
I don't
they
even
didn't
think it's
even
gonna
go
be in the
through your
meals. I think it's gonna
grandparents,
be
no one
like
in
in
the
the thousands.
family. Say it again.
I think it's gonna be in the thousands. I don't even think it's gonna be in the meals either. I think they're just gonna give her something just to because of her pain. I don't,
If they at least give her a meal, I'd be like, okay, cool. But I don't
and I don't
think
think
they're
they're gonna do it either.
especially
There is
because
no amount of money that
wait,
can
hold
replace them
on.
kids.
Behind the bar, before you even speak, there's nothing that can bring your children back. But go ahead.
Yeah, there's nothing that could bring your children back. But the
Yeah,
fact of the matter is, she lost
no
them. She
amount of
didn't
money
do
is
what she was.
worth it. No
No amount of
amount
money
of
is
money
worth
is
it.
worth
But
it.
behind the bar, this whole case has been going on for years. We've all been reporting on these cases, and the fact of the matter is, she didn't do what she was supposed to do to get her kids back. We all support her and all that, but the fact of the matter is, she didn't do what she was supposed to do to get her kids back. So
Young lady,
now
what
it's
is your name, young lady?
news and shenanigans.
So I don't
News and
think
any backstory on how she lost her children in the first place.
I don't think the
Her,
lawsuit is about money to begin with. I think it's
it's
about
not.
the laws.
I think she's trying to teach them a lesson.
And that's
Yeah.
what we have to do sometimes to change the laws.
But her baby had a broken femur.
Yeah, and that's a hard bone to break.
Broke her leg.
That's a hard bone.
And that's
No,
how
it's
she lost her kids?
Two boys. Two boys.
It was a boy.
That's a hard bone to break. But she said there was no crying until she brought that baby. Like, why is my baby crying from this daycare? She's like,
No,
let me
not
take
from
my baby to the
daycare
hospital.
now. She said she never said from daycare. She said from home. Her boyfriend at the time was watching him.
But I thought she took him. I thought it was from home to home, from daycare to home.
No.
And she's like, well,
From-
why is my go ahead, go ahead, speak.
Her boyfriend was watching. Her boyfriend was at her home watching the baby. And when she came home, the baby kept crying and being fussy, and she didn't know why the baby wouldn't stop crying. And then that's why she took the baby to the hospital, and that's how she found out the femur was broken.
The femur.
So,
The
yeah.
femur.
Yeah.
This is a hard bone to break. So
Yeah,
what
that's your
did
leg
you
bone.
do to the baby to break that bone?
It's like a thigh bone, yeah.
Yeah.
It just
Wow. So
behind the
okay.
bar. If you took
Yes.
your baby to a daycare, and we're gonna say a daycare, okay? And you find out the femur is broken, which is the high thigh part broken. What would you think happened? Because what can happen to where that would be broken?
Well, the
How old was the child? How old was the child?
You
How
can't
old was
kick
the
a
child?
kid. Like, how does that break?
The child was a couple months at that time. The child was a couple months at that time.
Couple months
It was-
old.
Yeah.
But
somebody
that's a
wasn't-
hard bone.
Yeah, that baby fell from a high spot. You know what I'm saying? I believe that may have happened. Because it's not a hard bone to break if it's a baby. You know what I mean? Remember, it's a baby. It's not as strong as you and I. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
But still,
Even falling from a crib. Even
would
falling from
have
a
to
crib.
do something crazy. So
Actually-
what are they letting the kid fall from the crib? You're not watching the baby.
Or
It
even
has
falling off
something
the
crazy going on.
Actually, I think babies' bones are harder to break than adults because they're still soft. They're not as hard.
Let me look that up.
I think so.
I don't know. But hi, Jeanette, by the way. I don't think I spoke to you. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Can't complain.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, but
Our harder
yeah.
bones broken.
From babies are harder, I think.
I
No,
think it's
keep going,
easier.
be on the bar. What you were saying?
Nah, that's all I really had to say. I was
Okay.
also curious. I didn't want to switch the topic too much, but I was also curious how y'all felt about what happened at Sesame Place and here.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, that pissed me off.
Do y'all think that's racism? What was
I
that
do.
about, in
I
your
do.
opinion?
I actually did my little videos on it. I do feel like it was racism. There are some people in my comments saying they don't feel like it was, but I do, because there actually was a few videos that came out with this same character doing it again. And every time it seemed to be black children, like every single time. So I
But hold
believe
on,
it was racism.
news and shenanigans. You have to remember that these are humans underneath these costumes. So my question to
Yeah,
you is, how do you know that the person that was underneath that costume wasn't an African American themselves?
we don't know.
So how can
But
you say that it's racism?
even if the person is African American, there's a lot of black people that got self-hate. And there's a lot of black people that hate black people. I mean, it can still be racism.
Really?
Or prejudice.
That's prejudice. Yeah, that's how I feel, because every single video that I've seen with this same character, it always stopped at the black children and ignored them.
But there's more than one character that was doing things to the children. I put a bunch of shorts on my
No, but
channel.
this same character has like 3-4 videos out of different kids where it ignored them, and they all happen to be African American.
I have a question though, because some of the times, listen, I gotta be like honest. Some of the times when I seen him do it, the blue one, I do feel like it was on some like what, but when I seen right after I seen the thing do it, because I was watching multiple videos of this person, because I'm like, look, I just bought some tickets and I was just making sure it wasn't where I was, because I'm still gonna film when I go, but it would be like right before it was like about to go into like doing like a outfit or a dance or whatever. So I was like, is that it? Is that what they're gonna try to say? Oh, well, I told this kid I couldn't even give him a high. You could do this, but you can give a kid a high five. To me, if you're doing this, you can just go like that and 5 before you do your performance. To me.
Yeah, because that same character
If I'm
was
doing this
dancing.
like no, I could just 5 you those no's and then go and do my performance.
The
So
same
Hey,
character.
Naomi.
I'm not gonna say that they're prejudiced or racist, because I don't know who I'm speaking to.
Naomi, is it possible to pull up the shorts that I posted on my page so you can show people?
I'll pull them up. Yeah, sure will.
Yeah. My most recent short is actually one of the characters assaulting one of the children.
I will definitely pull it up. So behind the bar. As long as you're okay with that, I'm down. So, and even if you news and shenanigans is okay, I will pull up your stuff.
You already know you can pull my.
I know I can, but I just want to be making sure, because some people are like, okay, and then they'd be like, no.
News and shenanigans. I'm assuming your channel is about news and shenanigans, yes?
Yes.
She got a lot of stuff going on her channel. She be turned up. She be turned up. She
Yes,
talk about
news
me and
and
everything
shenanigans,
going
yeah.
on, but I'll let her speak. Go ahead, boo.
I'm gonna go check you out.
Thank you, and I'll check you out too.
So news, which one? Wait, and I'm playing it from news or you behind the bar?
Him, he said he had one where
Okay,
they.
so do you want? I'm on your page right now, behind the bar.
The most
Compilation
recent short,
videos or Sesame Street character?
Yeah, the most recent one. I think it's the Sesame Street character one.
Okay, let me let me pause it. So let me bring that up. Share screen. Okay, that's not one. Okay. There we go. This is it. Behind the bar.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna play this.
Your child down like this, but this is completely unacceptable. I'm not certain what would possess somebody to push a child down like this, but this is completely unacceptable. I'm not certain what would possess somebody to push a child down like this, but this is completely unacceptable. I'm not certain what would.
I didn't see that part. Why would they do that?
Wow. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, that
that's
character
crazy.
It
would
was
have
in the
got beat.
same
That
location.
character would have got beat down
Yes, yes.
right then and
What's
there.
going on with Philadelphia? Because even like I've had multiple family members already go to ours
Wow.
out here. It's literally
That
not
just
that far
pissed
from
me off
us.
all over again. That pissed me off right there.
7 minutes from me, 5 minutes away from the border is where our Sesame place is. So that's why I was like, whoa, I already got my tickets. Like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? This happened in Philadelphia. Who is under these things?
That's what I'm saying, and I don't think those are black people. And even if it is, it don't matter at this point. They need to be fired. Whoever the hell is
You
wearing the
don't do
costume.
kids like that.
Like
They
it's
don't visualize you as being people. It's like, these are my people on TV. Like, it's like you want to see your favorite person in life.
and that right there almost looked like sex play to me. Like how that character was
Opening up and doing that,
like
like,
pissed
that
me
was a
off
lot.
right now.
Way. They look.
Let's look at that again. That was a bit much.
Would possess somebody to push a child down like this, but this is completely unacceptable. I'm not certain what would
Like,
possess
why
somebody
not
to push a
hug
child
her
down
right
like
here?
this, but this
Hug,
is completely
boom.
unacceptable.
What's that extra?
I'm not certain what would possess somebody to push a child down like this, but this is completely unacceptable.
What was that extra part? Like, why
You see
not
how
just
like thrusting his private area part, like pushing her with his private area part, like that? No.
Right.
But even if it was a girl, it doesn't matter. We don't know who's in those costumes. All that extra,
I
you
don't.
already
At this point, I don't give a damn who's in the costumes. I'm not gonna worry
That's it.
and
You don't
figure
gotta
out
do
who's
all
in
that
the
extra
costume.
and doing
But
all of
whoever
that.
they
Like,
are
that
need
was
to
too
be
much.
fucking fired.
They said stuff about the Teletubbies back in the day.
Yeah, but that was
They
too
did.
much.
They tried to say the
That and the other
Teletubbies
one
was
was too
gay.
much.
They tried to talk about Barney and all that. You know.
They talk
But
about
Barney,
every character.
but Barney
Every
and them didn't do that to the
SpongeBob,
people.
every character is gonna
Barney
be
never hurt anyone.
every character is gonna be talked about. But
I love you.
But
You
didn't the
love
You love
me.
me.
We're
We're a
a
happy
happy
family
family with a
with a
cake
great
and a
big
hug
hug and a kiss
and a
from me
kiss
to
from me
you.
to you. Let's all say you love me too.
see, what's up? What's up with that? Let's see what we got going on.
Barney used to be my ish.
Let me show. Can I show your video, News?
Yeah. I got two of them. I got the update when they put out their statement, and then the other one.
I'm gonna show
So you
them both.
can put the last one if you want, because it just
The
kind of
last
talks
one, or you
about
want both? What do you want? Or what
You
can
can
I
do
show?
the-
Because I got them both. Can I show them both? Oh, I can see the new one.
show what you- They
I'm gonna
both
show them
stories
both.
on-
I'm gonna show them both. So let's see. Can I show them both?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me turn this off because it's showing me on this extra.
Oh, we got Oscar the Grouch in the comments.
Mosquito. So we go. This is news and shenanigans for you that are not following her. Make sure you guys are. This is news and shenanigans. If I'm not reporting on something, best believe baby is reporting on it. She gets on all the news and shenanigans. I'm more on crime. She's on everything, I'm telling you. Like, she gonna let you know what's going on. So make sure you guys are following her. Loves her, loves her, loves her. All right, here we go.
This video is to bring awareness to the injustices in our community. I mean no harm to the family and friends of the victim or victims. All information included is public knowledge. The information included was gathered by the local news outlets, Facebook, and other public sources. What's good, Wolfpack? I'm back with another video. Thank you for joining. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you will. This video actually needs to be shared by everyone on all your social media platforms. It's very important that we get this video out there and make this video go viral. I am so pissed right now. This video came across my timeline, and as you see, I did both of my intros with the news and shenanigans, because this is news and shenanigans and motherfucking bullshit. I am so pissed off. So this mother took her two children, her two baby girls, to the Sesame Place theme park. And as they were going out, the kids wanted to meet the characters, so she took them out there, and this character blatantly ignored these kids. Well, didn't even really, literally told them no, didn't just ignore them, shook his or her, whoever is in that costume, head and hand and said no, and shunned these fucking kids off. These two beautiful Black children. And yeah, it's a race thing. And I don't want y'all in my comments trying to say it's not a race thing. You could clearly see that this character gave dap and clapped hands with all the people that look seemingly to be white. And as soon as he got to these two Black children, looked at them and shook the head no, and blatantly walked away. So I'm going to read you what this mother had to say on Instagram. And she says, I'm going to keep posting this because this has me hot. We were on our way out of Sesame Place and the kids wanted to stop to see the characters. This disgusting person blatantly told our kids no, then proceeded to hug the little white girl next to us. Then when I went to complain about it, they looking at me like I'm crazy. I asked the lady who the character was and I wanted to see a supervisor, and she told me she didn't know. And I will never step foot in at Sesame Place ever again. Please feel free to report this and actually run me my money back. I'm so mad. I stopped the video, but it got me so mad when he blatantly told them no. So you guys, I'm going to show you the video next, showing where this character seems to be telling these kids no, and did not touch them and did not give them a high five or nothing. And look at these poor babies' face. Like, this is flat out fucking racism. This hurts. And this needs to be stopped. Let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments. This is fucking disgusting.
Yeah. Team at 17.
Look at that poor little face.
Hey, news and shenanigans. Can I give you some can I critique what you did?
If you're going to critique the foul language, I don't usually cuss that much, but I was pissed off. But yeah, go ahead.
No. See, I actually like it. It actually got me excited when you was cussing like that. It shows how passionate you are about the particular topic. You know, like trust me, Naomi knows I have a potty mouth, so that doesn't offend me at all. You know what I'm saying?
He's a piece of shit, but he'll keep it real. Like, I love it about him. He'll keep it real, for real. Like, if I ever had to be like, hey, yo, bro, like, how do you feel about this? I would hit him up. Like, I would, like, for real, because he ain't gonna lie to me. He'll be like, I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Like, this is what it is. Same thing with me. That's why I kind of like him, because he's low key, like, for real, like me. Like, I'm gonna tell you what it is. And so he would tell you. So go ahead, say your feelings.
No, I really enjoyed that commentary. If I didn't know anything about it, just watching that little 4 or 5 minute clip of you describing the incident, what happened, was very descriptive and very informative. So yeah, I'm definitely going to subscribe to your channel.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Turn up, Brody. That's what I'm talking about. I love you having these conversations with other people outside of because he deals with, to me, am I saying it wrong, behind the bar? Don't you deal with a lot of like the drama and black sector? Could I be wrong, or is that just what I see?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm part of any type of sector at all.
No, you're not in the sector, but I'm saying I see people coming at you. Are you having drama with them, or in those two sectors, as what I've seen lately?
Yeah, that's all a pigment of your imagination. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me being.
Is it? Wait, Jeanette, is it? Let's be honest. I've seen you have some issues with multiple sectors, but
I could
why
turn it on.
is that?
I could turn it on and turn it off when I want. Like right now,
When you want. Okay.
I'm vibing out with you right now. I don't remember anything
All
about
right,
what's
let's
going on.
keep it vibing out, because I like when you're in this like status. So let's keep it there. Let's go on to talking about the requirements of being able. Layla over here, she's eating a turkey. I got her.
I did have another question for you. I had another question for you, Naomi, but whenever I'll
is it pertaining to the same subject, or are you going to be on something else?
it's a different subject pertaining to children, but go ahead and continue this Sesame Street if you want.
You be on some otherness. That's why I be like, what's the topic?
No, you know why? Because News and Shenanigans kind of pretty much told us everything in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? I am curious on who was underneath that costume. Though.
I am. I want to know. And that's why I asked you. I was like, wait. Because I asked her and she didn't get to me like quite before I had already had, grandparents buy the tickets, but then they had already sent it to me that they bought them. And I'm like, oh, crap. I'm like, no, it's dumb as heck, because now I got tickets to go see them. But when she told me Philly, I was like, okay, cool. But now I want to know if the same character is here.
That's just a human, though. People keep saying the character.
No, I understand that. I'm talking about the same character. The same person, character.
Her name was Rosita. Her name is Rosita. Her name is Rosita.
Yeah, Rosita.
That's who's inside of it, or the character?
No, the character's name is Rosita.
Oh yeah, Rosita. So we won't know.
Which is actually a Latina.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Latina.
Somebody
character.
in the comments.
But why do you think she would be like
somebody
5'5",
in the comments,
and then no to black kids? Were we only getting listen? I don't want to be like super acting like, oh, I'm on a prejudice game because I'm only seeing a couple of clips.
No, because my second video shows
it's 5'5", and it's like, okay, you get 5'5s, and then you go into your dance routine. Well, and we're only getting clips from those couple of times. Where are the rest of the clips?
I got more clips on my channel.
You're not gonna get caught.
More clips Beyond the Bar. Let's watch Beyond the Bar's other clips real quick, because this is what
you're not gonna get caught on several different occasions doing the same type of thing if it's not a situation. No, what I'm saying is, if it's not something going on with you in that way, you're not going to get caught several times doing the same
because
thing.
it's being filmed. I get you.
Yeah, to different people, because it's not like it's the same people in a different clip in a different way. It's different people every time, but they're all black and
in the same way. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So
I wonder, they can see well in those costumes? Because I think
that's the excuse. That's the excuse that Sesame Place. That's the excuse that.
Yeah, that they're saying they can't see.
That's what she said.
No,
that
they can see.
But no, she looking at the clip, like she danced and did all that with the other person. She could see.
She could see.
And she literally bent down and looked at them and waved her hand no. And then there's another clip. Yeah, there's another clip where she hugged a little girl and then didn't hug the little black girl that was right next to her. So why can you see one kid but you can't see the other one? That don't make sense either.
Is this the one you guys seen already or no?
And that little girl's face looks.
Yeah, that's the one we seen already.
Wait, but is it
No,
the
it's not. No, it's not.
Okay, it's not, right?
Yes, it is. That's the one.
Wait, hold on. Look, he has multiple clips. Wait, look real quick. Look at this real quick. Because this is when I was like, at first I seen yours, I was like, okay, maybe, because I seen her going to a dance production, whatever. But when I seen this, I was like, okay, maybe this is a little bit more. So check this out.
That's the same one that was just on my page. Okay, I got that one too. I got that one too. That's on my page too.
Hey! Who said it's okay, Big Bird? That girl that was stepping on the front. Hey! You wanted a death. You wanted the house.
Now watch her hug the other little girl and then she ignores the black one. See, same thing.
So News, you have more than those?
I have all those same ones he just played.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think that's about? Like that to me, after I seen this, I was like, first I was like, no, and now I was like,
That's why I said it feels like that character is being racist, because at first you can make up excuses, but when it's happening in multiple times, no.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because you literally see a white hand going out, clapping, and then the next one is no, no, no.
Yeah.
Those exact times was like boom, no, no, no. So it's not like it's like, okay, that happened that one time and I had to go like into my spin, turn down. Hi, Smash Mixie. Oh, you didn't have to continue a routine. So why couldn't these kids, even if I was a person that had to continue a routine, I know from the sounds of the counts where even if I did step out of character of whatever I needed to jump into and I did an extra hug for a kid just because they needed to, I know I could hop in the same place as everyone else and still continue it. So why couldn't this character do that?
And it's just this character or all the characters?
It's this character in particular that everyone's seeing. This particular character. So
Naomi, I just sent you another one. This one is really crazy.
Let me see.
I sent you in your DM. In your DM.
Email or
DM.
Instagram, DM.
Insta. Let me go to it real quick. I do not see you in this DM. So, email or Instagram? Because I only have 3 extra DMs in this one. Let me see. Let me click out. Which DM you send it to?
What is it? Naomi China D?
NAOMIICHYNAD.
So Rima, I seen that one with the light-skinned black boy with Big Bird, but I don't have that one, but I did see it.
No, I only have 3 from right now, from a couple hours ago. I haven't anything from you. Unless it's in my email. If you send it to my email.
There was another one. There was another one with Big Bird. Did it to a
I
black
heard someone
kid.
yelling out Big Bird.
Big Bird passed up this little black boy and he was about to cry. He was a little light-skinned black boy and he was about to start crying. His parents was like, it's okay, it's okay. You know, and Big Bird had ignored him.
I got it now. Okay, so let me pop this up real quick. Share. Chrome, share. It's like you gotta share. Okay, here we go. How do I make them big? There we go. Let's see. girl. I clearly seen him go like this at a little black girl with the little ponytail. Like it was literally like boom, boom, back up, and then like no. Is this still in Philadelphia?
Can you play it again? I didn't get to see it.
Okay, watch, because at first I was like, no. But when you look at it at the end, when the little girl with the black ponytail, at first I thought she did fight him, but no, he went like this, like, no. So let's see again. Let's see. Let me pause me. Let me come back. Let me pause me. Watch again, watch. Right here. 5. He does this to her. Watch again.
Oh, wow.
Watch again.
He
5 and
waved
then
her
watch how he
off.
does this right at the end.
Yeah, he waved her off.
Where? Like, no.
Wow.
Yo, bro. No. Is this in Philadelphia as well?
I'm not sure.
Is this in Philadelphia as well?
I'm not sure the location of that one.
This is not right. If I go, listen. If we have our tickets go to this place and this happens, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a huge problem for me if they do my child like this, or I see any other child next to me across this happening. It's gonna be a problem.
In a minute, I'm gonna have to get down because I got to go to work in the morning.
Okay, boo. Okay, but I'm just saying this is gonna have to be a problem if this happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be coming down in a second. I have a lot of information I wanted to get out about adoption, but we got onto this, and it's like, yo, if this happens, like, I don't know what my reaction is gonna be, because I only seen that one clip, so I was like, okay, that could have been like whatever, they needed to get back to the performance. But after seeing multiple clips, this is starting to be like, yo, what's going on? And now at first I was like, it's just that character, but now seeing another character doing that, I'm like, what is this really about? Because don't tell me it's a COVID issue. You got a whole cage around you, fur and everything. So,
and if it's a COVID issue, though, you wouldn't touch nobody else. You wouldn't touch the other people. So they can't use that for
But
excuse.
I'm saying just to not have no other anything to say, like, oh, that kid didn't have on a mask, but that kid did, or that kid. No. Because the other kids you clearly seen on the other one with the blue character, 5, 5, 5. You know, like, what? Why me? No.
So Naomi,
why the girl in the pink real sad? Go ahead, behind the bar. What's up?
So how you feel about that? The footage that came out of the shooting of the Texas of the school shooter in Texas, and how the officers stayed in the hallway for almost an hour while the guy was still in the classroom killing all the kids. What's your thoughts
I'm not
on
good with that. You know I'm not good with that. I honestly I feel like they put themselves in a position, just like anybody in the military, just like anybody in any of those authoritative positions. You know, you came into this, you put your life before anyone else's. To me, they should have, but you know what? I don't know what their classes are teaching. So, like, say if, you know, the people that were being quiet, that didn't say anything, and that were hiding, I don't know how detrimental that would be to them. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But I'm just saying, with my mindset and what I'm thinking that went on in that time, I can't say what went on then. But my thoughts would have been to try to get to those children that were still unharmed and try to take down the threat immediately before anyone had anything to happen to them even at the expense of my life if I took this on as my career. But I don't know what they were going through at that time, so I really can't speak on it because I wasn't there. But that's what, I mean, an hour, bro, like for real. We're in there an hour. Like no one knew where he was. And if you knew what classroom or
They
wherever
knew where he was at. They knew where he was at.
That's what I'm saying.
They kept
There's no
hearing
reason
gunshots from
why
that
we're
classroom at
waiting
the end.
and waiting and waiting and waiting.
They was cowards.
Like,
They were scared. Remember that one cop at the beginning? He ran because he thought bullets was over his head. He started running, and he ran in the back. They knew exactly what classroom he was in. You can even see on the
because
video of one of
did
the
you
police.
see when the boy went through? Okay.
Yes.
He left and he ran through and he went through the back. They knew where he was at. They're like, oh no, it was like a ditch place. And no, there was not. They knew where he was at.
One of the
kids
officers
that were
went and
able
got.
to survive. Go ahead.
One of the officers, while the kids were getting killed in the classroom, went, got some hand sanitizer, went to go clean his hands. I was like, yo, this is crazy. They waited for every kid to be slaughtered before they went up in there and did what they had to do. That's crazy.
Everything is crazy. Everything.
Well, in my kid's office, there's a big screen TV that has every inch of the campus on it. So they would have seen.
Okay, good night. Thank you for having me. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Okay, boo. Bye, love. That's news and shenanigans. You guys go follow her. Drop your link in the chat. News. Go ahead. Or any of the moderators, drop news and shenanigans in the chat. Literally, you can drop news and shenanigans in your drop thing, and you know she has that like crown. Where's it at? Let me see. Let me drop her up. She's at. Oh wait, when she drops out, I can't drop any of her stuff in. Or did she just not write for this amount of time? Okay, well she has like a black background and it has like a.
Naomi, I'm gonna drop down too. Nice talking to you.
Okay, bye behind the bar. I'm about to drop down. I gotta actually go. Whoa! Y'all playing with me. I gotta go. I didn't even know it was this late. I have to submit this quiz before midnight, and it is 11:12 p.m. But we will continue on this conversation because I didn't even click on any of the things I wanted to talk about the foster situation in California. People start coming on here having other topics. That's fine, you know, whatever we need to talk about. But we got to talk about the situation at hand as well. And well, let's stop bringing me stuff. And we'll get back to that. But, you know, I'll either make a video about like just certain stuff in Cal City, Kern Valley, California, about the adoption agencies and things like that. Or we'll come back and talk about it because tomorrow we have another topic as well to talk about. And another thing that's going on in California that has been going on for a while that I've been following myself because it's actually in San Diego, and I try not to cover things in San Diego because I'm afraid because I'm actually here, you know. But I think it's okay at this point. So we're going to talk about Maya Miliete. I've brought her up multiple times. I've been afraid because of things that have been, you know, I've been threatened by other cases that weren't even in my city or that was close around that were kind of close. But now I feel a little bit more safe. So we're going to start talking about Maya Miliete because I've been on her. You know, I do trails, I do hikes and all that, and I'm tired of seeing her posters around and not seeing where she's at, where her body is at, what's going on with her husband, any of that. I'm tired of being silent. So we're going to get on that as well. So you guys, good night. Let me see what's going on in the chat real quick. Let me go to the bottom. Y'all don't listen to, and I'm telling y'all the agenda. John, pull up. Mañana, we gonna have a full-on conversation I just subscribe to everybody, y'all. We all got conversations to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We all got to be a community here. Here we go. Yes, here we go. This is News and Shenanigans channel. You guys go ahead and click on it. Oscar the Wise Man, just let it go and chat. You guys will click on it. You know, normally a lot of things she's talking about, I'm talking about as well. We're both in California. Some things not. You know, some things she gets on. She get on them shenanigans. Some things I won't even talk about, she'll get on. So make sure you guys go ahead and click on her channel, okay? Let's see. Remember so-called red flags. After the agenda. Yes. Y'all, tomorrow, I might even have, before I even go on, since my baby boy is out, I might even have like a quick click on topic. So that might be at 2 o'clock. I'll probably put that at 2 o'clock. We can all come on, talk about little topics we want to talk about, you know, things you guys want me to look into. So it's all us having a conversation. That's going to probably be at 2 o'clock tomorrow. If not, we'll just have it in the normal 5 o'clock, 5 live tomorrow. It's scheduled for 7, but I'm making it normally for 5. I'm just putting 7 because I don't know what's going to happen with Sai-Sai's appointment tomorrow. But I'm going to try to have it for 5 o'clock. Just letting you guys know that. I love all you guys. I will see you guys mañana. Here goes some love for News and Shenanigans. Thank you for posting my link. I appreciate you. We all love you, boo. So we'll see you tomorrow, y'all. Bye-bye.